People, deluded, I'm back again. No DJB today, but me and Kenny Ken got you lot covered. We saying Kenny, man, it's great times to be an Arsenal fan, no?
It's so far so good. It's all right.
Oh, come on.
It's
We're in dreamland. We're on cloud nine.
All right, come on. It's all right. Still got a lot of football we played. Fantastic performance yesterday, and more the same. You know, I don't sit on my laurels. I want more. I'm greedy. You have to be greedy in this game because you can lose a couple of games. Everyone forgets the good things you've done. Everyone's forgotten that Liverpool are the league champions because of their performances this season. Everyone's forgotten, that Chelsea have won a couple of trophies last year because they've been in and out. They're consistent and hate the manager, but now everyone loves Chelsea because they've beaten Barcelona and they got us this weekend. Maybe some people in the stratosphere or maybe the footballing public want a title race. So they will hope Chelsea beat us. You know what I mean? So it's fantastic at the moment, but at the end of the day, the main goal is to carry this on, win the championship. I know people are greedy for the Champions League. Respect to that. But everyone I spoke to around me want the league so badly. I think the scars of the previous years really hurts a lot of the fans around me in Block 3. They are desperate for this league. The atmosphere at the beginning of the game wasn't a Champions League atmosphere, even though it's Bayern Munich, a massive club who've been.
What do you mean by that? Because obviously I weren't at the game. Right. North London derby looked mad yesterday. Looked mad as well.
Let me describe Tottenham. North London derby, we had a tifo. We had the fireworks, display. We had the noise. We had the lights. This is for a league game. Yes, it's Tottenham, but this was like the kind of sort of preparation we'll get if we were playing a big Champions League semi-final, like we played Man United in 2009. We played PSG last year, the tifo. That wasn't, and obviously the Real Madrid game where it was boom, 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 getting a stone rocking. It wasn't like that yesterday. It was a case like people were openly talking about resting players in lieu of Chelsea.
I wasn't for that, and I'm happy the gaffer wasn't.
And people thought that Chelsea was the bigger game, so it had that bigger game feel until we got the first goal, and then when Bayern equalised, it's a game here, man. This is going to be a classic European game.
Did you want? Sorry to cut you, Kenny, but did you want players rested going into the Bayern game?
No, not at all. Bayern Munich. I want
exactly.
Because Bayern Munich. Because I understand where people come from, but the fact is that I like to keep momentum playing. I don't like players losing their place, when they're playing well.
And it's an informed Bayern Munich.
An informed Bayern Munich who rested players in lieu of this game, by the way. They rested players for the game in the Bundesliga because they're playing us, because they respected us. But at the end of the day, the bench yesterday won us the game yesterday. I thought
Calafiori, Martinelli and Madueke bigged them up.
The manager's in-game tactics was fantastic. The reaction, he knew it wasn't working with Miles Lewis-Skelly. He knew that Miles Lewis-Skelly couldn't defend for his life. So he took him off and brought Calafiori on. There was a lot of praise for Miles Lewis-Skelly. Now it's adult football. He's got.
No, we should keep the praise, man. It don't erase all the good things he's done. But as you said, he couldn't defend yesterday.
Teams moved on from Miles.
Kenny ain't moved on from him.
Yes. You look at when he came off, how tight we looked and how we were able to go forward. Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's not the moment for Lewis-Skelly, but I bet you by May he won't play that again.
At the moment, the team's moved away from him.
100%. The team picks itself at this moment. We ain't got time for sentiment.
Him, Martinelli, Miles Lewis-Skelly. So like him, Martinelli and Wanyeri are players who are going to bench players at the moment. They're not first choice.
We're in a good moment. The team picks itself. We ain't got time for individuals like that. If you're in form, you're playing.
No, you forgot one thing. We ain't got time for individuals to wait for individuals to get it. The times.
All three of them will have got it and that, but we need 3 points.
I think Miles Lewis-Skelly, it wasn't something to do with his right. He could play 50 or 20 games. He's got, when the ball goes diagonal, you got to head the ball. You can't assume that the defender.
He's not looking over his shoulder for me.
You have to. You can't just wait for the forward to get the ball and then you react. Too late.
You've got to be proactive.
Too late. He's got the ball. He's looked up. Boom. You now got a decision where you can't. You can either step back or you go tight. You go tight. go past
Before
you.
you've got time to think, the ball's in the back of the net. That's what a team like Bayern Munich's going to do.
Like the goal wasn't so much down to him, but what Bayern Munich did in before we made the substitution is that they identified his side as the weak side.
That's the weak spot. Yeah, I actually thought he would have got subbed at half time for what it's worth.
Well, I thought so as well, but it was a case of like, as you said, you want the players rotated in lieu of the Chelsea game, which I respect you for, because at the end of the day, that is, what we probably should be doing, but it just shows you that it was nice to have that option. It's really nice to have that option, because you think about it, when Calafiori changed the game, the substitutes were brought on, Ed Madueke.
It's unfortunate about Trossard, but yeah, Madueke did his
Madueke
thing.
And Martinelli got the goals. A typical Martinelli goal, ball over the top, used his pace. Got
big game player, surely.
Do me a favour.
Kenny, how can he not be? How many big games has he scored in? Bagged against Real Madrid, bagged against Chelsea, bagged against Bayern, bagged against Bilbao.
You'll never take that away from him. Tired defences, but come on. But when you praise, what I didn't like when we came out of the ground, you would have thought that he got the second goal. There was no recognition of Madueke's goal.
No, we got Madueke for that.
It was the most
important goal.
It was like I know he's got a catchy song. I know he's part of that Smith Rowe, Martinelli, and
Martinelli.
And I respect that. But the fact is that when you praise Martinelli in exalted terms, you do downplay other players like Trossard, who since he's made that right left wing spot his own, he's been fantastic.
In fact, been one of our best players. Full stop.
But he doesn't get recognition. He'll come off. Martinelli will get a goal, and it's all the na 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 na. But hang on here.
Everyone should get praise.
Who had a good game before that, and then Madueke's come on, who we think that he's going to be experimented down the left hand side. No recognition, but don't get me wrong. Football happens. We've seen it a lot with football where certain players at Arsenal get targeted, whilst your Aubameyangs, nothing.
Excuses, yeah. People play favourites. It's the downfall in human nature, I guess.
Or Mesut Ozil, you can't slag him off, but you can slag off other players.
To be fair, Ozil got slagged
I think what's happening now, which I like, is that it's becoming less of that amongst the crowd, where there's a more appreciation of the players. Obviously, Saka's a massive favourite.
It's more the collective now, man.
It's all collective, but Saka's still a massive favourite. But it's a collective where you always got the feeling, especially under the last days of Wenger and the Unai Emery reign, certain players were targeted for abuse and others got spared, especially like Granit Xhaka under the...
He's a poster boy for that.
And obviously Unai Emery. But that's one thing I did like, that the more tests this team gets set, the more they're passing it. Newcastle away, passed that test, made some good substitutions. Fulham away, that's a bit tricky. Made difficult.
All them kind of bogey teams in that period.
Yeah, bogey teams. Bayern Munich, a statement win. All right, don't get me wrong. We won. Both teams are going to get to. Both teams, including Internazionale, are going to probably get to like the. They're going to get into the latter stages. They're there already. But when it's Bayern Munich, when it's a team that not only do they triumph against us in the quarterfinals 2 seasons ago, they smashed us 10-2.
More times than we care to count.
They would have final now in their coffin, our Champions League coffin. So, it brings a lot of scars, and it's nice to exercise them. But the thing about it, right, is that football's not about exercising demons. Football's not about making statement wins. Football ultimately is trophies. But these things,
the stage we're at now.
These things like exercising demons and making statement means is a good way.
You see what, Kenny? Sorry to cut you, but you know what? I don't think Bayern Munich yesterday, as mad as it sounds, I don't think that's a statement win. Don't get it twisted. I understand
yeah, I suppose what you say that because this team is a different team. That our record in the Champions League since we got back into it under Mikel's quarterfinal,
We show we can compete in Europe. Real Madrid, fair enough. Well, we did compete 3 times against
you've got to realise,
I don't
right?
think it's a statement.
You've got to remember one thing, right? Is that
obviously I'm happy to win. For me, it's just more confirmation that we're competitive.
This era,
we're here now.
This new era of Arsenal teams, they want to build towards something. They want to be the next Arsenal team that wins trophies
to achieve greatness and go down in the history books.
They want to be the first Arsenal team to win the Champions League. They want to be the Arsenal team to regain the league. They want it to be done in their area because, that football's got egos. They want to be in the same stratosphere as the players who played in the.
And you'd rather that than players that were just happy to be here, pick up a pay packet.
No, these players. These players want to win the title. They want to win trophies, but they want to win the title. They want to show they're the best. Their pride. They don't want to be a player. They want to, come to the old boys association at Arsenal where they say they'll go up to Tony Adams. What you won? And Tony Adams, I won 5 league titles. You know what I mean? And then they speak to probably
stepping up even with injuries as
well. I've won this and that. They want to be able to say, yeah, we won things as well. It's the way football. It's the way football is. Yes, it's nice to have the houses. It's nice to have big money. It's nice to have the big boot deals. But when you retire, you become more humble. That's when the truth about your career gets.
So you got more time to reflect.
You've got more time to reflect. People are different with you now because you're yesterday's man. So you notice
no one cares once you retire.
Yeah, if you notice, a lot of players who've retired, they're a lot nicer when they played. Players who, when they played, thought that they were the bee's knees, but after they retire, they realise they have to.
No one cares.
They're part of the human race, so they're nice and they're approachable. Do you want a picture? Yeah, I want a picture.
Because you haven't been out for about 20 years, to be fair.
No, I don't want a picture. And that's how these players were remembered. When they retire, they want a sort of like a portfolio of medals.
They want to fulfill their potential individually and collectively, man. And I love it. I love it. But as I was saying, Kenny, like I hear it. End of the day, I can't say it's not a statement win. Both teams are excelling domestically and internationally. Both managers from the same school of thought of Pep Guardiola. We knew it was going to be a tactical matchup. I'm happy, obviously, we won. I'm happy we reacted to conceding. I'm happy that the manager made the changes where he needed to. As you said earlier, people come off the bench. Martinelli sub goal was icing on the cake. Obviously, Madueke did well. I remember me and you actually speaking about that, Kenny, and I remember saying to you, and you somewhat agreed in that, one thing we can give Madueke is he wants to get into the box. And I think that's the only thing that I want to see from Madueke now of significance. Just get in the box, grab some goals.
He tried that on Sunday. He was ready for actions on Sunday but Eze wasn't satisfied with the hat-trick. He wanted number 4 and number 5.
How good is Eze, man? We'll go over the North London derby and that, man.
I don't beat him up for that because at the end of the day, when we talk about we're going to get to North London derby. But
wait, who are you not bigging up?
I'm not going to slag Eze off for wanting number 4.
I thought you're not bigging him up for the hat trick. I was about to say, huh?
No, the reason I'm not slagging him off for it because I wanted Spurs. I didn't want 4-1. I wasn't satisfied with 4-1. I wanted 5-6. I still got scars from the North London derby semi-final in 2008 when they beat us 5-1 in the second leg. And just the embarrassment where all of a sudden, when... And I was having a laugh with my Spurs friends as well. I go to a lot of Spurs. I go on a very good Spurs podcast with Chris Callan. And
you're always at the Spurs ground as well. You might be talking in the Spurs.
And I said that whenever Spurs get a big win, and I mean a massive win, the amount of people you grew up with that you didn't know supported Spurs just come out. When they got the Champions League final,
Europa League the other day, Kenny. I couldn't believe it. I'm not interested. I know a lot of Spurs fans.
I grew up with in Finsbury Park who used to keep quiet. I found out they're Tottenham. I couldn't believe it. I remember one time there was one woman. I thought she was Archway. Lives in Archway, and I said I was talking about Arsenal and I wanted a really bad result. She said, "Oh no, I'm Tottenham." What? How comes I didn't know that? Oh, and I said, "Oh, you get into the Champions League, you're not the final, and all of a sudden you come out of the woodwork, you lot." But yeah,
it's been a big week, man, and it's not over yet. I wanted to do something different, Kenny, because obviously you was at the game. I was watching it on TalkSport. If I share my screen.
What game are we talking about? The Bayern Munich game?
Bayern. We'll get into the North London derby. It's not old news, but it's kind of old news. We got 1-2 things to go over here.
It's old. You know, I hate to say it's old news because Chelsea's.
You got Chelsea and you had a game
tomorrow. Come tomorrow, Bayern Munich be old news. It's all Operation Chelsea.
I think it's old news now because the last thing I'll say on that is
fair enough.
It's just not for me, Kenny. Honestly, it's not me saying we're the biggest and baddest. And one thing I do agree with you is we obviously got a good manager. We got a competitive team. It's now about silverware. Yesterday was just more confirmation as to what I've seen actually for the last 2-3 years. Granted, we've not always beat Bayern in terms of being competitive. We can match them. We concede. We don't down tools. Players standing up to be counted. This is what I've wanted for my team. Everything else essentially is a bonus.
But yeah,
go on.
Without a shadow of doubt. But yeah, you're right. The teams that win trophies move on pretty quickly. The teams that dominate eras move on pretty quickly. You know, and that's where you get that mentality. You know, you have to celebrate it. You have to enjoy it.
Yeah, you celebrate the moment. You have to enjoy it. But tomorrow, you have
to accept the recognition from your fans and recognition of people around the world, and then you move. Then you get the pre-season. You say, right, what are we going to do today? And I think that's the attitude that, you know, until we win something, and I think we will this season, whatever it is, that mentality comes with being a perennial winners. You know, you won't. You only know you like winning when you win. It's
Hopefully
true.
we get a bit of a drug with that. We win a Premier, then the ambition is retaining.
That's not a dig, but I think there's a lot of caution.
No, I think you're speaking facts there.
I've been in every podcast, and every podcaster deep down just wants to get, you know, so cautious about, you know, the whole situation because, you know, they've seen it before. They know what it takes to win a title, and they know things can go wrong.
Things are going to go wrong this season. Nothing in life goes straight forward. Things have gone wrong. Obviously, away from like when we've drawn and dropped point, the 2 draws against City and Sunderland, obviously the defeat in the manner against Liverpool, things have gone wrong. People getting injured. I do think people think life is ideal, and I understand the emotions. I understand when Arsenal are doing poor and we're losing. Obviously, it's the end of the world. When we win, we're as happy as Larry. But there's going to be many twists and turns. But I trust the players' mentality. I can't tell you what silverware we're winning. I think it's more important they win the players win the Prem because of the wounds than the champs. I'd rather the champs.
I think that, you know, it's on record what I do think that the Premiership is the be all and everything because
I asked you last week. You said you prefer the Prem over the champs.
It's hard work to win the Premiership. You know, when you think about it, you get ultimate respect across all of Europe. You get ultimate respect about around the world if you win the Premiership because, you know, we believe, I don't all the time, but 9 out of 10 times we think we've got the best league in the country. We think that our league is the hardest league to win, and we feel that our league is the most competitive in terms of anyone could beat anyone on their day. And you think about it, if you're a London club, the amount of intense London derbies you have home and away, especially away from home.
We technically got 2 more now.
You think you know what I mean? I mean, you think about it, if you're Liverpool, the only intense matches you're going to have are Man United and Everton.
Is Everton really intensive?
It's a Merseyside derby, and Everton have got this inferiority complex. Liverpool.
Take nothing away. It's a bit fiery at times.
If you're Man City, you only really got Man United, and I suppose Liverpool now have come into it. If you're Man United, you've only got Man City and Liverpool. Now you think about Arsenal, Chelsea. Think they're the top clubs in London. They think they are.
Now we know we are.
We think we are. They think they are on their recent success. But for a club like Arsenal, clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea win the Premier League. Not only have you got big games.
Happy New Year. Sorry, happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Not only have you got big games against Man City and Man United at times, a Liverpool at times, and a Man City. You've got those bloody London derbies. Selhurst Park, Stamford Bridge, Craven Cottage,
Even us,
White Hart
Newcastle
Lane,
now for us, you know.
Olympic Stadium. All the teams are going to, on their day, if they're half decent, they'll try. They'll give you'll come at the pitch completely and utterly knackered. Those are the games that, you know, I think make it really hard for a London club to win the league.
I hear you. The only caveat, I think it's the hardest league to win. The only way I would disagree with my own logic is if you flip it on a madness and say, I don't know, if you're any of the other French teams trying to pick PSG, or you know what, you get where I'm going in it, or the occasional La Liga, but it is relentless. And again, you know, take nothing away from this Bayern win, but we are in November. I need to see if we can do this in the crunch period, both in the Premier League and in the Champions League. And they're a bit pissed off. Like I heard Company, Kimmich, Neuer, and there's an Harry Kane who we kept quiet. They were like, yeah, I'm sure we'll see them in the latter stages. I kind of like that.
I'm glad you mentioned Harry Kane. You have to watch the game again and think, well,
he weren't bad.
He actually did well. What people, if you watch football,
yeah, but you know how it goes, Kenny. He never
scored in that first half and parts of that second half until we changed it.
He put in a defensive shift.
You look at the shift he put in defensively, but most importantly,
and he's dropping.
Look at the space he gave for you know, Kenneth Lau.
He's a baller,
Leonard Cowell, Alicia, Michael Alicia, and the space he gave for Gnabry. And the way
but you know, Kenny, people watch football, they don't watch football, so they're not going to say, listen, he plays for Bayern, I don't care, but yeah.
He plays for Bayern. I think they made it very difficult to us until we changed it and up the tempo.
Until we went man for man.
You know, it went man and got in their faces, went man to man. You know, the substitutions and their action and setting off really helped. But Harry Kane had a fantastic game because there's two Harry Kanes. The Harry Kane that everyone associates with is the one who scores the goals every week. But
I'm happy Kenny's about to say this because what do I keep saying? People, go on, Kenny.
But they underestimate the work he does and the space he creates. You know, because when he drops deep. If you notice that Mikel Marino's no Harry Kane, but if you notice that the amount of runs Eze's makes.
He was involved in the last goal as well.
Marino drops. Marino, believe it or not, has been out since he's come in the side for Gyökeres. Not only has he played well and been effective, but he's actually helped Eze get more into forward positions. He's
100%. Because you're taking men with you, especially in this modern systemic football.
And that's the thing. Are we a better team on the eye with Marino on the side? Well,
no,
I think so, but I think it's different. I just think that
more efficient, though, I'd say. There's got to be a correlation because you look at some of the biggest games we've played this season. Granted, we've won without Marino. In fact, for the last 2 years,
he's not a catalyst, but sometimes, right, when you
he's a facilitator.
He's a facilitator, but he's not a catalyst. It's just that there's something different. When Gyökeres is in the side, it's different. He's working his way towards it. Marino's working towards it. Don't get me wrong. If Gyökeres is fully fit, you've got to go with the striker. I think it's not a bad thing that Gyökeres is injured. Not because I want to.
I know what you're saying. People are going to. I know what you're saying.
He can watch these games and learn by watching us what's required.
And what kills Gyökeres is he's a marked man, innit? Like whether because he does drop into midfield, man are gonna be on you. Like you saw, as much as we said we went man for man in the second half, Mascara and Saliba, they were following Kane. Obviously, someone's filling in. Gyökeres is gonna get that treatment. Marino, they know he's gonna pop up because I think in the last 2 games, Marino's kind of popped up in them little.
Well, we're gonna need
Sunday.
We're gonna need him on Sunday because we need to drag out because if you know with Chelsea as well, one thing that they missed Lewis Cowell, but one thing quietly, that partnership between Fofana and Chalobah, it's a good little partnership there. I saw a bit of them and against Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona were tactically
but you're right.
But one thing about Wesley Fofana, since he's come back from injury, he's looked good. Chalobah,
we can rattle him though, man. I think psychologically he's up for it too much. I need someone to get on him.
I think what it is that he's getting the protection for that midfield, isn't he? He's getting protection from Casado. He's getting protection from Fernandez, and we're going to get to the Chelsea game as well. But there's certain things that we're going to segue to. When we analyse that game, where we could hurt Chelsea, but Chelsea could hurt us.
And you're right on that. But the one thing I want to ask you, Kenny, I wanted to do things a bit differently. It's on screen. I never do player ratings with you. So, I mean, if you want, we could do the North London
Derby.
You
know what? It's funny to say that because after what we used to do on Lee's channel is that if I most of the times, obviously, if there was time or I didn't go to an away game, every game we had player ratings, and it used to take about half an hour to 45 minutes where we talk about the player, and then we'll give them a reason. And then another reason is what we did as well. We rated the manager as well. So it's one of those things where
10 out of 10 yesterday.
Without shadow of that, everyone collectively, from myself, Lee, everyone thought the manager was fantastic yesterday in terms of his substitutions and in-game management. It was.
So now, do you believe in Arteta as well?
I don't. Well, look, it was back to the things that was impressing us in 24 season.
If he got sacked, there's no one we can get that could do better than this.
Well, let's you know what? There's a feel-good factor. And at the end of the day, you know, when we're winning football matches and when we're doing things, you know, I know you're trying to stir the porridge. I know, yeah. But things are looking good. I think you know you can't question any play. But when you talk about performances, David Raya didn't have much to do, which is becoming a bit of a theme. But the things he had to do, he did well. You know, I'll give him a 6 because he didn't really have much.
I gave 6 yesterday, so I got a 6.
Timber, I'm going to give an 8.
10. Oh, Kenny, 10 out of 10.
I don't mark highly. I don't give marks for the sake of it.
I would have given him a 9, but you get a bonus point for scoring. That's how I always give bonus points.
I don't mark highly. You have to earn 9s and 10s.
What more can he do? If anything was down the left, no, you said reasoning.
You look. That's how I mark.
No, but what more could Timber do though? Because obviously you start from 10 and work your way down. If you're giving him an 8, I gave him an 8 plus a bonus point for scoring, so 9.
He's had better games than that.
100%. But what more could he have done yesterday?
Doesn't matter what he's done. It's my favourite.
No, but I'm not. I want to know why.
Not yours.
Because if the manager makes decisions, you as a fan, you want to know why he's doing certain things. So with you, I want to know why he didn't go 10.
Look, it's an 8 and it's staying an 8. Right.
No, but why though?
I told you why, because in pre-season I don't mark high. I thought it was a good performance.
So what more does he need to do?
An 8 is close to excellent from me.
You got to remember, Kenny, if you was a teacher, if you was his teacher, and you marked his test score, and Timber says to you, okay, I'm happy with that, but what could I have done to get more? You're not going to tell him why.
Know that if you get 80% in a
but what if he wants 90 and 100? He's striving for excellence.
You know, 70 to 80 is an 8. So he's not going to get an 8.
What if he wants an 8-star? What if he wants 100%?
He's not getting. He's getting an 8. Simple.
Yeah, but you're as a teacher, you meant to tell him why. Like, what could he do?
I don't need to tell him why. I thought it was a good performance.
But what is he missing from it being 10 out of 10, Kenny?
He doesn't have to miss anything from it. It was
okay. Why did he get a 9 then? Because you got an 8, I've got a 9. I've given a bonus point for scoring. Why didn't he get a 9 then?
I'll give him an 8. I said 8 because I look at the whole performance. I'm glad he scored, but overall, it's still great. He's done a great game.
What did you say there? The whole performance.
He had a really good game, but it's my marks, not yours.
I didn't say it's not your marks. I want to know your reasoning. I'm just asking. Maybe I'll learn something. I think you keep saying that, but exactly. Why don't you mark highly?
Give someone a 9 or a 10. It has to be a performance that we'd be talking about in 2 years' time.
But Timber puts in his performances all the time. Trust me, get on. Hey, Jalen, like Jalen said here, you need to explain what he needs to do to improve the validate your rating so you're working out.
Jaden has asked me for a lot of things this season, and he hasn't got much out of me, so he ain't going to get much out of me today.
We just want to know you're working out.
Jaden's demands is like him trying to get from me, is like him trying to get blood out of stone, and he hasn't got the blood out of stone yet, has he?
You wouldn't be a good teacher, Kenny, man.
Well, thank God I don't teach. But what I'm trying to say is that Tim, I see performances like this all season for him.
All right, let me ask you this then, Kenny. What have you seen a 10 out of 10 performance from Timber this year, or last year, or since he's been in the shirt, so I can see something?
I'm not gonna. We'll be all day if I was to list it for the.
Nah, just one 10 out of 10, if that, or a 9, just one. Come on, Kenny, just one.
There's been so many excellent performances. You know,
you're sounding like Arteta at a press conference. You're not giving no answers.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I have to get back to you on that one. Can we talk about Saliba there?
I think he bossed it. I do. Don't get twisted. I think
7.
3 of the 4 could have done better in the back line, innit? For that, you know,
7.
for when Kimmich has split them. Saliba,
7. 7.
I give him an 8, man. You know,
Fair enough. Mascara, I'll give him a 7.
Another 8 for me. Oh yeah, I'm with you with 7. I'm with you with 7.
Miles Lewis Skelly,
5. Maybe a 4.
5.
Flirting with a 4.
4's a bit harsh. 5.
That's why, like, pass mark 5, like you skinny your teeth type of thing.
Mendy, 7.
Oh,
Seven.
Wait, side note on Zubi, how good was he yesterday? Because you know what, I gave you your flowers on a stream, yeah. Because one of the things you said, yeah, and it's always stuck with me. You said it, and I don't even think you remember what you said, like in that regards. You said it months ago. You was like, I think we bought Zubimendi for Europe. Obviously, he's playing in the Prem, and I see what I've started to see what you meant by that type of thing. So, yeah, what did you make of Zubi yesterday?
I thought Zubi had a very good game, and he made sacrifices, and he in
won
the
the ball for the
half,
corner for Timber.
He made sacrifices. I think he was the one who fouled the goalkeeper, which enabled Timber to get in front of him. It was him who pushed that.
Neuer is crying about it. I hate when my pet peeve in football is keepers crying about that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, but thing with Neuer, how many times when crosses went in was Neuer looking assertive? I don't think he was looking assertive.
This is what I'm saying. They want to blame everyone but themselves, man.
No, he did well, but getting Declan Rice, I'm giving a 9.
Wait, now hold on, Kenny. You're moving too fast. We need to go back to Miles Lewis Skelly for a sec. But I just wanted to ask you, what position when you was playing Sunday League in that? What position did you play?
I played. I could play anyone.
Don't start doing all that. I
but seriously,
I'm a Bobby Dazzler.
I tell you what, I hated playing. They made me play forward because I was big and strong and I could score goals. But I hated it because I knew I was a better player than that. I like playing on the right hand side of midfield. I couldn't stand playing up top. I hated playing up top.
Well, I mean, I was a fullback, man.
I thought that was beneath me. I think that was just seeing a black guy who could run and just say, you know what,
knock it in behind.
Knock it up. I was just saying, you know,
knock it up top to the big.
Well, I used to say a couple of words. One of them was off, ending off. Don't insult me footballing intelligence. I hate people do that.
All the other teammates would get tactics. You're just told, just get up there, put your weight around.
I just went, no. That's why I just think, look, that's why I stated. So there was one team where I wasn't accepting it. I said, no, fact, don't even bother that. You know, pick him. Pick the geezer who's got no technique but strong. But don't pick the guy who's got technique. Don't trip. I've got technique. I've got checkers. I've got 2 good feet. And I can pass the ball. So no thanks.
Hey, Kenny.
I was up my arse. And you have to be up your arse because, you know, sometimes some people do take the mickey. They don't mean to take the mickey, but I think back in the day, you know, sort of like around the late 80s, when you were a teenager in the late 80s and you're in your 20s and the 90s, the perception of they used to really love players, especially the black players, and immediately they would want to play them in defence or up top. But because they
would never get the centre mid. Even in my day, centre mid is for the geezers more time.
And I'm thinking, hang on here, I think I'm a bit better than that. You know what I mean? And I because you look at them, I don't want to be that kind of player. You do all the donkey with all the work and blah blah.
They needed in the team.
Run the channels and stuff that I'm betting that I could do it but I'm not. It's not what I want. It's not what I want.
Piano players and piano pushers. I can never underestimate people who push a piano, but I'm not on that.
Yeah, but it's the way of the world. You know, a lot of football back in those days was all about running channels
as well. To be fair,
and it was very much a long ball game. People, you did try to play football, but ultimately, defenders used to like kick it into those kind of channels and used to run and hold the ball up. That kind of
work
football.
And work from there.
But that was English football at the time.
What do you make of this? Because we both gave Miles Lewis Skelly a 5. Yeah, Jalen's rebuttaling this. He said, I thought he said 4 is harsh. No, 5 is harsh against Elise.
Well, you said 4, and I thought that was harsh. The fact is, Miles Lewis Skelly
is harsh.
Miles Lewis Skelly wasn't able to get up the field, and
he never got terrorized by Elise, but like.
No.
You didn't play to your quality yesterday, my friend.
Yeah, but football's about moments. in the first half, when Bayern Munich were trying to tap
Even
it
got
around,
caught on the ball 1-2 times.
it's not in that. When Bayern Munich tried to tap it around and we got the goal, Bayern Munich got back in the game, unfortunately, through Miles Lewis-Skelly. And even after they scored the goal, they kept on. They looked at each side as the weak side. The amount of times
Lau started going over there.
Manny Neuer was basically getting the ball and giving it to Sanulic, or Jonathan Tah was went right diagonal ball, or Kimmich was said right down the left hand side, and Miles Lewis-Skelly was left 1-on-1 with Alicia, and he's left 1-on-1 with Leonard Cole, and both of them, you know, had joy against him. When Calafiori came on, it wasn't so much his strength, or it was his positioning. That's why I always say, look, that's why people think I'm insulting Benjamin White. They think I'm insulting Miles Lewis-Skelly when I say, for once, we got proper fullbacks, and it's not a dig at them. It's because when fullbacks defend how they're supposed to defend, they get close to the centre halves. So basically, they can hit
compact off the ball,
each other up, make it compact. But one thing about decent fullbacks, you can't overload a fullback who's decent, but you can overload a fullback that is a midfielder, but has to play left back because he can play there, not because that's his position. And Miles Lewis-Skelly is a player.
I'll always follow the runner if they try.
But the thing is, age. It's age, man. Because the things that
he's a quality player. It's just you didn't have the best games yesterday.
So Ranieri. But at the moment, the way the squad's playing, the understanding between, the spine of the team means that players like
they're going to struggle for minutes.
Yeah, Martinelli will struggle for minutes as well, and Ranieri struggle.
I don't know. We'll get on to Chelsea. You might.
No, there's no chance of him playing.
I think Madueke is going to start, but you never know.
It shouldn't be a debate. I can tell you that. You saw the Tottenham game, right? You saw the first change when Trossard came off wasn't Martinelli, it was Madueke.
Madueke is higher in the pecking order, and he's clearly.
You saw the first change. So
they both love scoring against Chelsea.
Yeah,
I hope Madueke can.
Yeah, so you have to believe that you have to believe that come Sunday that the team will pick itself.
It has to pick itself. Like if our form was inconsistent, then yeah. And Jalen,
what I'm getting to is that at the left hand side, Madueke for me was not bought just to be Saka's understudy. He was bought for the left hand side so he could experiment down that way.
I'm not gonna lie, Jalen. Yeah, I hear you with the ratings with a 6 and stuff like that. 5 for me, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I think, and Kenny corrected me, 4 is a bit too much. Maybe it's because I have high expectations of Miles Lewis-Skelly. But for me, in a good way, 5 is average. Sometimes you just have to be a 5. 6, by that definition, is above average. Do I think Miles Lewis-Skelly was above average in that game? No.
It is, Jalen.
So I can't give him a 6.
For him to get a 6, it means that despite the fact that he was targeted by Bayern Munich, he'll have to do the things that we liked from him. And we didn't really like his defending. We liked the fact that he did get into midfield, he did invert, and he did start spring attacks from his part of the field. He wasn't able to do that. That's why I think a 6 is too generous. I would have given him a 6 if he was doing that, but he didn't do that.
It's just one of them things. Like Miles Lewis, and that's the nice thing in that a 19-year-old has done what I expect a 19-year-old to do, and he's not been punished. He's had more good games, and he's got credit in the bank. But at the end of the day, you didn't have the best of games yesterday, and as Kenny said as well, the team's picking itself.
Look at that kid who played yesterday. Leonard Cole. He's
he's going to be a baller, Kenny.
But he's going to be a baller. But
he's a baller anyways.
But you know what's going to happen? He's going to have quiet games next season. People are going to think, oh,
I've had them already. If we follow,
it's like your Mal. People would,
he's getting a lot of injuries as well now.
Yeah, but look at the way he didn't exactly pull up trees defensively off the ball against Chelsea, and people thinking, oh, that weren't his game. But that's one of the things,
we know what Lewis-Skelly can do, man. We've seen it against Real Madrid. The list is there. I'm just vexed for him, yeah, because obviously there's probably a bit of a rust. Obviously, Calafiori would have stayed first choice regardless, but you might have been able to get in Arteta's thinking. And what annoyed me the most with the Miles Lewis-Skelly one is, obviously, I love the guy in it. Tuchel's there, and I thought Tuchel's probably, he's not ready right now.
That's a good assertion. I think the problem is that with Tuchel, I think with Tuchel's not going to make the mistakes that probably Gareth
100%
Southgate made and Sven Eriksson made because you're a good player and you're a good player for your club. That automatically you've got to fit them in an England side. I think this guy Tuchel is going to say, you know what, this is my team. This is how I'm going to win the World Cup.
He don't care about that. He's calling up who he wants.
There's going to be some players who are going to get really frustrated when they don't get minutes and they don't play every game in that World Cup. And I'll tell you one thing, right? If we segue into England, and because it's an Arsenal show, Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's right. He has to be playing for Arsenal on a regular basis because Arsenal play big games every week. They play big games in Europe. You can't have he likes Miles Lewis-Skelly. He likes what he gives. He likes the fact he can invert.
Really? He's just missing the amount of minutes and rhythm and football.
But it's not just Miles Lewis-Skelly. He likes Lewis Hall as well. Lewis Hall's been injured all season, so he's a casualty. So he's having to go to O'Reilly at Man City. He's having to go with him.
And he's always bigging up Rico Lewis, but Rico Lewis
not playing enough football.
Exactly. So it's a myth.
Yeah, and the way, if you looked at England under Southgate, whether we like it or not, and we're football people, we always thought, that Jude Bellingham was part of the problem, that he was getting into other people's spaces when he played for England. We all thought that, but we didn't dare to say it. We knew he was a great player, but we always thought, can you actually get this guy in this team?
Foden's the one. You know what? I disagree because for me, Foden's always been the one. Obviously, in terms of ability.
It's not just Jude. It's him as well.
Foden's the one I leave out. Honestly, don't get twisted. You're underplaying in that, but it's not in
when you think about a midfield.
Because it is Rice and Jude, 100%, or Elliot Anderson and them, man.
I don't think it is. I think it's Rice and Anderson.
Yeah, probably him. And Jude might even play in that kind of, I don't want to call it a 10, but to dumb things down.
I don't think, when I think of that midfield three, it'll be Rice, Anderson, but the thing
I don't
is,
think he's convinced with Wharton off the ball, Adam. That's the only Wharton off the ball. I don't think he'll go.
Slow. He's on the ball. He's fantastic, but when it comes on the overloads and the counter attack, I
don't want to be that guy, Kenny. But if Adam Wharton was Spanish, he'd have more clout on his name, man.
Of course he will, because he plays like a Spaniard. But because they're always kind of like dominating possession, and they're always on the front foot. Of England, you can be, but sometimes you can't be.
They're going to be under Lacoste for plenty
of
games.
You think I've seen him a lot of Crystal Palace. And I've seen him when Crystal Palace are on the front foot. But off the ball, there's a lot to be desired. Where this guy, Anderson...
He's not as blessed as Adam Wharton, but he is good on the ball. And he's obviously gives you that dynamism.
He understands a lot what's required off the ball.
And he's taking his chance, if I'm honest. He's taking his chance in training and in the moments for England. Tuchel's probably like...
He's one of Big Forest's better players. I think with Jude Bellingham, to play in that team, he's basically got to be a number 10 that's always in the game and gets close to the forwards. But
you're making them fouls, you're doing all that stuff. Obviously, goals and assists.
Jude Bellingham is a fantastic. You know what it is? Is it Tuchel?
Imagine Kane dropping deep and Jude running in behind, but go on.
You think with Tuchel's got some big decisions because he's got a lot of bloody good players. He's got a lot from midfield up top.
Nah, he ain't got nothing up top, Kenny.
Up top, he's only got Kane, and that's just. But
and then it's best for the resting.
But he can still win that tournament with just Kane.
You reckon England can win that?
Bloody right, they can. Have you seen how they're seen?
The heat factor as well, man.
The heat factor. That's why you rotate, and you don't always play. You basically think, look who's in your group, and think right. You don't pace. You know what England do? You don't pace yourself. One of the reasons people used to get angry with Southgate is because They used to blood and thunder. 5-0, 3-0, 3-0 in the Betaminos.
Yeah, and as it goes
what they
on,
used
it
to do at
starts getting
the
meaty.
Southgate is that he'll work them into the tournament. They won't peak too early. Then when it gets to
More
like
games as well.
stages, they don't peak too early. And then when they get the quarters up to the finals, that's when they can't peak. And the British public ain't patient for that. But that's that's international football. Argentina, when they won a World Cup, lost their first game at Saudi Arabia.
Spain as well, 2010. I'm sure
lost to Switzerland. So
and then look who's celebrating at the end.
Yeah, so you got to peak. You got to peak. Sometimes some teams just play good football and win it all. Like Spain, they won every game. Playing
France,
the way they have.
I don't know if they won every game, but France is when France won the World Cup, you just look better than everybody.
If you've seen we segue. I'm going to get back to Arsenal, but just one more thing. Have you seen like the draw and how England are seeded? The way England are seeded, if it goes well, they're only going to meet Spain and Argentina in the semi-finals and France in the final. So that's a good opportunity, isn't it?
France are completely on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny, it might be coming home. I don't want to talk too much too soon, but
Argentina are not the same side they were before. And if you respect Argentina too much, if you don't respect Argentina, and then you can beat them. Spain, you have to play you got to work your nuts off to beat them, but they can be beaten. But it's an opportunity for Tuchel. If anyone,
I want to ask you something as well with that. Go on, Kenny. But I want to ask you something on the World Cup as well, because you just said something there.
Yeah, I just think this is Tuchel. This is England's best opportunity to do something in the World Cup, and that potentially their squad, in terms of like performers, is for me the best in the world. I know people look at France and they say, yeah, they've got an embarrassment of riches, but they can and will self-destruct. Spain,
they look a bit out of sorts.
Argentina, I don't think they're going to be the team they were 4 years ago.
Where do you rate Portugal?
Portugal,
because they could do it for Ronaldo, how they did it for Messi. I think it's a bit disingenuous to say this, but they might want to do it for Jota beyond the obvious.
Portugal are a very good team and they've got a bloody and great riches. But if you defend well against them and you get the first goal against them and you work hard to the ball, you can beat them. Spain, you have to be on your day when you beat them.
I do think there's a bit of an inferiority complex when England have played Spain, and it's just the one thing with Spain. They've got a clear identity, a clear way of playing, and it's been there for years.
But England don't have to respect them when it gets to like the knockout stages where it's dual semi-final or final. Just go for it.
Yeah, but that's what we typically do. We do the blood and guts thing, and we do overrun Spain for periods.
It doesn't have to be blood and guts.
It becomes a chess match, and they win.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be blood and guts. It's just kind of remembering one thing, what you're good at. Don't sit back and then go beyond, and then you've got to chase the game. How about them chasing you?
I hear that. Getting back on with this, then obviously, wait, what did you give Zubimendi? I gave him a 7.
I gave Zubimendi you gave Zubimendi. I gave him a 7.
Yeah, I'll go in with a 7. I think that's fair.
Declan Rice. 10
out of 10, man.
I gave Declan Rice a 9. Okay,
come on, Kenny. Why hasn't he got a 10?
I don't give 10s.
So nobody's you've never given a player a 10?
They have to earn it.
He said Tim was playing 10 out of 10 before early in the season.
Give him a 9.
How can you not earn it? Rice ran the show, man of the match. Doing 8 and 6 stuff.
You know when you give people 10 out of 10, their performances have to be out of this world. He had a fantastic performance. That's why I gave him a 9. You can't get fairer than that.
That weren't out of the world.
No.
You're a tough man to please, but cool. You know what? It's a 9. Kenny, is Declan Rice world class now? Come on.
There's still a bit to go.
Oh, come on, Kenny. He's world class. Come on, Kenny. I know you're a tough man to please. Come on.
There's still a bit to go, but the fact is, let's see at the end of the season. He wins me. He gives me what I want. We'll talk. So there's some player. I got goals for Saka and Declan. This is their year where they come out, let's just say, they're at the second interview stage. And then I make my decision. But at the second interview stage, which is good.
Big up Kenny, man. You're right. You know what? To be fair, 10 out of 10. Yeah, but even that, I know Rice scored 2 fantastic free kicks, individual brilliance. Yeah. When you, as much as you can with that Real Madrid game, when you isolate those 2 free kicks, what is different between Rice's performance in that home game against Madrid and yesterday? And if I'm honest, I want to throw one more caveat. I know Rice scored 2 free kicks in the first leg. It was amazing. He was great. All of that stuff, it kind of blew us out this water. And I know the game was put to bed before we kicked the ball in the Bernabeu. But isolated to how he played, I preferred Rice's performance in Spain. But yeah, like, so if you're giving the Real Madrid thing a 10,
the reason why I give Rice with Declan a 9 is because Declan was the reason that our tempo changed. Declan was the reason why we're able to sort of like win that game in the second half. It was him who led from the front. It was him who made those passes and, you know, who basically got Bayern Munich defending their goal line. You know, the way he sprinted in the box, he had that shot that was saved by Neuer with his feet.
One of the goals as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm all about catalysts and changing things. And Declan Rice, for me, changed the game yesterday. Obviously, the striker, the guys who got the goals will get the credit, but there has to be a catalyst. And Declan Rice was the catalyst yesterday.
He's definitely man of the match.
Without a shadow of doubt, he's the 9 man. Well, we haven't seen that. You can't make someone a man of the match yet until you hear my ratings for the other players.
All right, cool. We'll hold fire then. But Rice is a cat. Rice is a cat.
Number 9. Number 9 for Rice.
All right, 9 for Rice, 7 for Eze, 7 for Mr. Eze.
Eze 7 because of his involvement in both the goals. He started the move. For Calafiori's part, he started the move for Calafiori's pass to our good friend Manueke. So I'm giving him a 7.
And obviously that fantastic assist for Martinelli, carbon copy of the at the same ground against Manchester City. Eze did.
You know what?
But I want to ask you, Kenny, before you forget, and we get sidetracked as we always do. What do you make of Eze now? Because before people were saying we need Odegaard back, he's going left wing, he's better off the left for us. It feels like he's in a real sweet moment. I know it's now. Go, 100%.
It does help Eze having Duvimendi in the team.
For those that don't get it, why is that the case?
Because what Duvimendi does really well is that if you drop back into the midfield, either holding the ball up or getting the ball and looking up and dragging people out of position, good players know you're going to find them. Yeah. They know that through passes getting
like with Martinelli and him.
They know that you're going to split that press, and that way you'll be able to run into space and get an attacking in. And if you're a good attacking midfielder, you need a Zubimendi in the team.
I mean, I see Rashid in the comments here, and DJB is normally here, and I could have asked him. A lot of people are still, and to be honest, Kenny, that's one thing I have agreed with you.
I've got nothing but respect for him because if they're still dating Marino, got race. But you know, I respect them. It's because we're only seeing it now. We only seen it from like Leicester last year, but there were a few performances who went, oh, God, really? Did we spend that much money on him? You know, he's a
weird one because it's like he can play multiple roles, but he can't really. You never really want to. Oh, Payne is in the mid, but you don't want to see him there. But I wanted to ask you about Rice, because Rashid, when he has been here, he's been very consistent that Rice is a 6, regardless of what Arteta is doing. Rice is a 6, and I know DJB is the same. You've always said that he's not a 6 in this system, and I've maintained that as well. Do people have to give that up now?
Well, they're going to have to, because the other day he's played his best football. He's played his best football in a position that isn't number 6. You know, he's getting forward a lot more. He's like I said, a good dead ball specialist. He's creating attacks with his runs. You know, he is trying to and becoming a box-to-box midfielder. The number 6, the number 6 that Mikel needs, and the sort of number 6 you have in Europe, that's not Declan. dictate the tempo.
It's a Zubimendi, it's a party, even though we don't.
It's a Zubimendi position. But saying that, I hear what I think the number 6 in England is different from the number 6 continentally.
100%.
In England,
it's seen as the first line of attack. Look at Busquets. This is seen as a mop job in England.
The number 6, I think the number 6 in England, I think it's been influenced by Claude Makelele, where Claude Makelele basically just got in front of the back four and said, right, boom, I'm going to cover all that ground.
You don't do your attacking team
back. I'm not only going to win the ball back, I'm going to protect you, and then I'm going to make a little run, and then I'm going to give it to my number 8. And then what I'll do is that he'll organise the midfield to make sure that he's the first line of defence in the midfield, but he gets his mates around him. And I think that in England, we like that kind of number 6. The number 6 is basically a water carrier, Didier Deschamps. But in the continent, the number 6 the number 6 is the guy who controls the tempo of the game.
It's one of the most technical players in the team and tactical stuff.
But to be honest, that's been like that for years. You think about Holland teams. You think about the Dutch teams of the 1980s that won the 1988 European Championships. They had a number 6 who basically was like the brain of the side. Sometimes it was Thomas Koeman. Sometimes it was Van Tigelen. Van Tigelen, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where that's always been the case in Europe. You only have to think about when Spain were at their best. They had a number 6 who just basically looked at everything, boom, 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 and dictated. Sometimes it was Xabi Alonso when Spain were at their best in the World 2008, the World Cup.
Players Spain have had.
But you think about it, they always had their number 6 wasn't Claude Makelele. Their number 6 was someone who was the brain. And then obviously you look at the situation when Spain won the Euros in 24. It was someone who looked up and went, boom, this is how I'm dictating. The tempo of my midfield depends on me. And Zubimendi's trying to do that. Whilst Thomas Partey, when he played for us, was a number 6 in the British. Traditionally, he could pass the ball. He could, like I said, break the lines of a pass. But ultimately, he was in the mould of Makelele. But then, you know what's happened? N'Golo Kante just changed everything.
I think he's misprofiled. He can do the 6 and destroying stuff, but he's a box-to-box midfielder.
Kante is 3 players in one.
Exactly.
3 players in one. And I think when you look at, and you know another player who Chelsea is looking to replace Kante is Caicedo. Because I'm telling you guys now, I'm telling all the chat, I promise you, the plan was to
Rice and Caicedo.
Together. Anyone who, it was never a plan.
That would have been a move.
The other. It was both of them together. Because Rice was tapped up when we played West Ham in the Europe in Boxing Day 2022.
Ain't that when Odegaard gave him the shirt?
And we were already looking at getting Caicedo, but Brighton didn't want to sell him because they thought they didn't want to disrupt their season.
But then obviously once
Chelsea
get involved,
it's together. And then the plan down left-hand side, Mudryk from I think it was which team? It was from Ukraine.
Yeah, it was Mudryk.
Yeah, he's Mudryk. Yeah, Mudryk.
On Shakhtar Donetsk.
Shakhtar Donetsk, right? That was the plan, and that was Arteta's plan for the foreseeable future. He only got one of the players he wanted, which is Declan Rice.
Thank the Lord we got Declan. With him and Caicedo, it would have been crazy, but you never know, man. Caicedo, I've seen you pull into right back areas and play right back, and I've seen Partey do that. I don't want to give Arteta them ideas. Yeah, so he's in for Marino.
I think with Caicedo, that's going to be a good little battle on Sunday. Declan Rice and Zubimendi versus Fernandes and Caicedo, where Fernandes
and the mid to strikers are dropping.
Fernandes is kind of number 8. He gets into bloody good positions.
Gets into good areas in the final third and in the
he's kind of underestimated because when he was playing Argentina in the World Cup, he didn't really do that much. Benfica did that occasionally, but Chelsea
plays within himself a bit too much.
But Chelsea, he's getting a lot of joy from forward positions.
I think we can pick his pocket though, man. I do. But we'll get on to Chelsea. Marino
is for me. Marino 7. And then we're going to go
Strong
to
6.
Saka, 6.
7.
Fair enough. Trossard.
Weren't really on the field long enough. I think you did okay in the minutes you played before you got injured.
6.
Yeah.
Now you've got to go to subs.
Go to subs. Ben White, not really on the field long enough, really.
Ben White, 5.
Yeah,
That's
with the
just-
minutes you played, 5. Odegaard, really.
5.
Martinelli.
Got the goal, 7.
I'll give him an 8. Just
Fair enough.
Madueke,
7.
What's a harsh, Kenny? What, him and Martinelli same rating?
7.
I'll give him an 8, man. I think you was positive, man. I can't lie. Calafiori.
8.
We agreed on one, yeah. 8 for Calafiori. Yeah. Who would you usually say as well, yeah? Were the best player, the 2 best players on the pitch for Bayern? Because I don't know if I'm just drawn to Carl.
All right, but do you want me to be honest?
I think he was cold. Go on. Yeah, 100%.
Kimmich.
That ball was nasty.
And Leonard Cole.
I'll go with that. I don't think Elise was that. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he was that amazing yesterday.
Yeah, but one thing is, though, he must have been cursing the fact Calafiori came on the pitch.
yeah. Because as soon as Calafiori came on, the show and the party was done. Like, it was done.
But one thing is that Mikel Arteta did do some good things in that first half.
Yeah, like, he wasn't bad. He did
some good things in the second half, but he just kind of faded. But you can see that Mikel Arteta, he's learnt a lot from playing at Bayern Munich, and obviously he plays internationally for France as well. And he's going to learn a lot of it.
He was obviously good at Palace, but he's different now.
I'm convinced Mikel Arteta will be a top player for club and country.
100%. He already is, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you know my advice to him?
What?
Don't come back to the Premiership. Do what Jude does. Stay away from the Premiership and the bullshit that.
Well, he's already earned his chops here, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but don't come back. You want to play for France on a regular basis. Stay away from the intensity that's Premier League.
Damn. Do you reckon he leaves Bayern anytime soon? Well, you got no reason to.
He only leaves Bayern if Bayern gets a manager who wants to make a name for himself by being an arse and getting his own player in. Because you know what it's like in football. You get new managers who want to be the big men, and they make a statement. They make a statement.
Sure they got the biggest bollocks.
Yeah, and they'll leave a big name out just to show that they're tough. Those kind of pork chops and the wowzers and wowzers and wazzicks. Because we've had a few managers who are wazzicks who just do it for the sake of it. Some people think Tuchel's a wazzick because of what his views on Jude.
You've definitely seen that. What do you think of Rishi's comment here? Madueke is going to do more than Saka, unpopular opinion this season.
There's nothing to suggest he won't, because Madueke has given us
But what is doing more though?
No, what he does is that Madueke is direct. He's getting down the byline. He's trying to beat his opponent, which is the right. Sorry, he's trying to beat the left back, and if he plays down the left, he'll try and beat the right back. He does actually try and get crosses in, which is what we like. When we see wingers, we want our wingers to either get in the box and have shots of goal, or get past the defender and
kind of want them to be traditional wingers. We know it's inside forwards and the game's changed.
That's what we want.
Kind of stuff.
That's what Saka is not a traditional winger. Can be a traditional one, but Saka's a. But the thing about it is that when you see Madueke and Saka, the difference is Saka's more polished, and you can tell that who's the better player. There's something about Saka when you think, there's his
strength, his decision making, his body position.
And you go
what works now, what I need to do. He's just so calculated.
Madueke is more excited because he's of a bygone era where you think, you know what, just beat the full back and get a cross in.
He's a bit off script, man. It feels like our other players, our other wingers are a bit scripted, if that makes sense.
But the thing is that if you're someone like Ortez, you want someone like Madueke,
to be honest.
You want Madueke there. You know what I mean? You don't want Martinelli. You know what Martinelli this side, or Trossard, are going to run your space.
Yeah, especially Trossard, because he's
Yeah,
gonna go inside. Martinelli's not
Trossard
gonna
and
get his head
Martinelli
up
goal
in it.
scorers as well. Saka's a goal scorer as well.
A
Whilst
seasoned goal scorer as well.
Madueke can score goals, but you actually want Saka you want crosses in.
It's a step in the right direction, but yeah, we're not quite there yet. We got to go over the North London derby, man. We've spoken about a lot.
We have
and
to.
I know it's
Right,
old
no,
news.
then we'll do. All right, no problem. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, man. No, we've gone over so much that we're doing ourselves an injustice. That Eze got a hat trick. The boys did well. Talk to me, man.
There's one fact that is an uncomfortable fact for Arsenal fans and an extremely uncomfortable fact for Spurs fans. They're pathetic. They're pathetic. You know, you can be an Arsenal fan and an Arsenal lover, but you have to acknowledge it. It was shameful.
So defeating.
They're cowards. Everything about the way they played was just pathetic. It's pathetic. They let down their teammates. They let down the club. They let down their fans. And you know what? They let down former players who play for Spurs.
They let down themselves.
They're a disgrace, and they're actually stuck the place out. To share a pitch with that pile of crap didn't do it justice, and that's probably why.
Second gear.
Yeah, and they got what they deserved, and I think the manager, because I know factually, if that was his Brentford team last year, they would have played like that. They would have had a go at us. They would be more organised. That was a manager that was basically going to his chairman, I ain't got the tools. This is all I can do. You know what I mean? Like some managers say, oh, well, this is what you got if you don't give me this and that. This is what you got. And he chose that game to play at a team. It was pathetic.
Do you think the players have to take responsibility as well, though? Because
the players didn't understand they were playing the North London derby. They didn't understand.
Richarlison got a goal and a screamer at that, but
but that's only because Zubimendi got robbed.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah, because you look at the goal in they scored in pre-season. Same sort of thing.
Identical.
Identical. It was Miles Lewis Skelly got robbed. But you think about it, even went 0-0, it was a case like they didn't even get past the halfway line. That's pathetic. They were just there waiting for something to happen.
And if you're going to be difficult to break down, you have to be compact. You have to follow runners. You have to follow space. None of that.
When they can't play at the back. So they try to hit it long, but no one's making a run.
And that's food and drink to us. We want you to do that.
They hit it long, and the only player that was holding the ball was trying was Richarlison. But even so, I'm so glad we beat him because it's Spurs. That performance, you know why I was glad we won it? We didn't even have to get out of third gear.
Exactly.
It's
actually a kickabout with the boys. We had to work harder against Sunderland where we got a point.
Yeah.
And many other game, really.
And that's the thing. It was like victim football. Yeah, we know you got injuries. Yeah, we know you got that. But it doesn't mean you have to set up like that. Playing free at the back is like, oh, I've got to play an extra defender because we can't cope with Arsenal set pieces. So I play Kevin Danso alongside
and then they took him off and we scored 30 odd seconds into the restart. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. It was a waste of time, isn't it? But that's him. That's him now. But you know one thing he has learned? When we play him in February, he wouldn't dare play like that again.
If he's still there. I want to ask as well, Kenny, like, who do you think gets sacked first if someone gets sacked? Slop or Frank?
When losing becomes contagious, the manager's got to go. I know it's an awful thing to say because he won it last season, but I did say Jan Mulby last year that, and I was actually bemoaning the fact that Arsenal, it's too tolerant. Arsenal not winning a trophy is the patience is too great at Arsenal. Whilst at Liverpool, and Liverpool won the league by that time because it was the PSG game. Because obviously the semi-finals were,
they went IB for as well.
Yeah, so I said to Jan Mulby, next season, if Klopp doesn't win the league or they get some bad results, your fans will be asking him to go not because they're fickle, it's because the standards at Liverpool, you have to win everything. Now, people say, well, Liverpool ain't won a trophy for 30 years. But yeah, but even those times when Liverpool weren't their best, the standard bearer was the league and the Champions League. And in the last 5-6 years, you won a Champions League and 2 titles. So you can't deny it.
Yeah, but
He
they're not
agreed
even
with
a
me.
attacking club like that,
Yeah,
though.
but he agreed with me. And I'm not too funny. You can't lose 4-1 at Eindhoven at home. You just can't. A team that we beat 7-1. You can't do that. You
Kenny,
can't
at
lose to
Torchwood,
Nottingham
like
Forest.
obviously they've got all of the games on at once, innit? So I'm
You
watching
can't, you
Arsenal and I'm
can't
seeing
lose
it
to
all.
Nottingham Forest at
I
home.
couldn't believe it. I can't believe the standard of defending. Like tactically, they're out of
But
sorts.
even Man City, you can't just go to Man City and just let them beat you. Just let them beat you 3-0.
What Slot is too naive. Obviously, he knows more about football than me. You've won a Premier League, coaching badges, all that jazz. But relative to where you're involved, it's so easy. You know, if you pop balls over the top, if you stretch that defense, they actually got to the point, Kenny. Like I actually think Liverpool have crossed over to that point now, where obviously tactics are relevant, but they're not relevant. Teams are like, fuck it, let's have a goal sort of thing, and then now you're in trouble.
I'm not too funny, right? Everything you do, the way you play is slow. The midfield can't run. Salah's getting isolated.
The relationships
Your
are not
forwards
existing all
are
over the
playing
pitch.
off the cuff football without a plan. The only player that's actually turned up for you is a Hungarian midfielder. All the rest of them ain't turning up.
Yeah, Szoboszlai is doing his thing.
Van Dijk's getting no protection. Konate is getting no protection. So Konate and Van Dijk, instead of getting close together, they're like that. Come on.
This is what I'm saying. Open book.
Come on, man. Come on.
Like I understand new signings, it takes time to gel and all of that stuff, but no excuse.
And I say with Arsenal, if you can bring new players into a winning environment, which we are, but when you've got new players and they're in a losing environment, it's not going to work.
It's horrible. And the thing is, I don't know actually how many numbers of players Liverpool bought, but it's similar to us. We brought in 8. Obviously, they've won a league title, but you're coming into a functioning unit. I said it, and I'm not discrediting what Slot done, inheriting the Klopp side. I'm not even using that as a stick to beat him. I just think naturally, as a club, if you walk into a club, you shouldn't really try and change too much initially. But I think, he didn't reinvent the wheel. He changed Gravenberch. He obviously did 1-2 little things. Then you forward to this season, you've gone from someone that is used to eating, I don't know, a cheese sandwich every day of the week. And now you've got all different kind of meals, you've got so many options. You've got too many now.
You know another thing as well. What's killing Liverpool? Their fullbacks.
Killing them.
Their fullbacks.
It looks rubbish.
Their fullbacks.
Frimpong's dead. And now they got nothing.
Everyone's slagging off Konate. You know what's killing Konate and Van Dijk?
He's getting dragged out wide.
The fullbacks are like that. When you're a fullback and you're on the flank, you have to be like this. You have to be like a line, but the gap between the fullback, the centre halves, got to be like that, and then the right backs and the left back, they've got to be like a 4 when they don't have, when the opposition's on the ball. If they want to, because even if they come down the sides, you want a situation where there isn't a massive gap between the defence, where your defender can help you out. But when your defender's in trouble, you've got to be nearby. There's a mass. Konate, Konate, the gap between Konate and Van Dijk, when I saw the goals, I was shocked.
I was shocked when Van Dijk's playing basketball.
What I'm trying to say is that you don't know who's better between at right back between Bradley and Frimpong. You don't know who's better between Robertson and Kirkes. And guess what? Bradley and Robertson are better than those 2 players you bought for millions of pounds.
Exactly. And any half-decent to go back to what you said, Kenny, like especially the gap between the right back and the centre mid. Obviously, in this day and age of late runners, let's use Rice for example. You're like, there's a gap there. Let me run. Either someone's going to follow you or not follow you. And then you got a late run.
You remember that time with Firmino, when there's little gaps, Firmino and Henderson used to be there, and Mane used to press. Diaz used to do that. Who's doing it? Do you see gap code pressing? I never see him pressing.
And this is why,
is when they're in attack, and when they're on attack, he wants it. When off the ball, I don't see gap code pressing.
Liverpool's the best example of it's like going to Harrods, but your house hasn't got electricity. You've got your priorities all wrong. Don't get it twisted. I understand. Obviously, it's not working for Wirtz, but decent player. Is that TK? The list kind of goes on. You needed a centre half. You needed two
They
centre halves. You didn't do
they
that.
got
You
the
needed
centre
a
half.
competent right back.
But they got the centre half, and he done his knee in the.
Yeah, but
in
you're an
the
18-year-old. You're coming into a team that's trying to look, because let's have it
He
right.
only got injured, and then
Yeah, no, but Liverpool's trying to win the league. Yeah, something we've won the league, but retaining it is difficult. It's probably even more difficult to win it on the second time. You're trying to. I reckon. Yeah, if you ask Liverpool fans last season, away from being excited about winning the Prem, they probably reckon FA Cup we went out too quickly. League Cup we got to the final, we could have done better. Champions League's probably a disappointment. So you're coming into that realm and you're relying on an 18-year-old, and you know Kanate and Van Dijk, because let's have it right. The signs were there. You should have got Gurley or another centre half.
As Arsenal fans,
fix the roof.
Yeah, but I think what's happened is that a lot of people said the signs were there are the ones who just wanted Liverpool to fail but hindsight's 2020. They'll still get in hindsight we should have seen it, because they're getting away with bloody murder. The first 5 games they won, they were convincing in none of them.
But we were
any game that actually played well was against us.
Signs of a champion.
The only times they play well was against us. And then Crystal Palace, they thought because they conceded last-minute goals against Crystal Palace and Chelsea, they're unlucky. But no, they weren't unlucky. They're making mistakes. And the fact is that no disrespect to Kirches and no disrespect to Frimpong, you should have eased them in, played Bradley, and let them learn, and then let them fight for their place. Don't just bring them in and then a big miss from them is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
100%, because they've not mitigated for his. We know what he does defensively. The creativity, there's holes. They needed, and that's even another thing, Kenny. They needed a 6. The Gravenberch team wasn't going to work.
Exactly.
They didn't look after the house first.
But you know what's happened with Trent? The trouble with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Too many people listen to pundits like Roy Keane who talk about his lack of defending. Listen to other pundits. Trent didn't do this. Trent weren't there. But when Liverpool were playing a big football under Klopp, and last season, before he decided he confirmed what Real Madrid, look how many times he's just caught up with either a goal or an assist or a cross.
And he carries a threat that could mean other players shine, because if you're playing Liverpool, you need to be on Trent.
So which right back that Liverpool have got now is doing what Trent does? Nothing.
Yeah, but they should have known that, because they're not Trent's a creative man. He's essentially a centre mid playing right back. That's cool, no worries. You can't go and find that. So you make him defend, and then you get your creativity elsewhere, whether that's getting more from Gravenberch, McAllister, figuring it the fuck out against Wirtz. They've not done anything. So Kenny, look at what we're talking about. You've not got a decent defender going backwards. You've not mitigated against the absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold. The midfield is a mess. It's square pegs and round holes up top. Centre half has shagged you. It's just that's the perfect example, in my opinion, of what football fans, and specifically in this country, need to get away from. Don't get twisted. We need to spend money. We need to do things, but spending is just the sexy stuff. The training, the tactics, all of that is more important.
Another thing as well. That Jota thing hadn't helped them.
And it did RIP Jota. That's another
I don't care what anyone said. That didn't help them. Another thing that's kicked them in the team. Things like that either galvanizes you or it hurts you. At the beginning, it galvanized you, but now it's hurting them, because come off the bench when they're struggling. They got Chiesa. Chiesa's not that.
God bless his soul, man.
Could give them something. Another person who they didn't respect, and I bet they wish they had now. Nunes. Nunes missed chances, but what Nunes did
work like a dog.
He got defenders going back. And basically he created space for other players and Salah. And he missed chances, but he hit the target. He hit the post, hit the bar, and he's a threat.
Even the goal the equaliser at the Emirates last year. Was it last year? Yeah. Darwin Núñez played a key role.
But now you haven't got him to run in behind and stretch him. You've got Jota, God bless his soul, to do that.
God bless his soul.
You're struggling.
Oh, he went Saudi for some reason. I thought he was still in
Europe. Came to Liverpool injured.
Yeah, this season's somewhat alright. He'll be alright though.
They'll be okay. And then Salah, you need Salah to work hard off the ball. But when you ask him to work off the ball, that means the things that he was good at last year, he can't do it. He needs legs.
And even last year, he said, he'd asked, listen, I'll give you a world of a season if you allow me with the defensive thing. So why would that change with him being a year older? That relationship is Trent and Salah was your bread and butter. You've lost that.
Yeah. Have you noticed? You'd have thought on paper, you're on paper, Isak, Ekitike and Salah and Gakpo, they'll be smashing it. But the problem is, there's nothing in midfield.
They
There's
needed
only
a
one
six. That's
player,
why they wanted
Summerslade.
Zubimendi. Rice, not Rice. Gravenberch was a short-term fix. Don't get it twisted. Them two are him and McAllister and all of them, the whole team, they're playing off it. But you haven't fingered it. Like you said there, Szoboszlai's probably been the one, and I don't think he's been amazing. But anytime I watch Liverpool, I'm like, all right, he's actually trying. Like he's not going out how they're going out.
McAllister, where has he gone? McAllister he looks like a baby in there.
Looks like a little kid that's lost his mum at Sainsbury's or Tesco.
And you just touch him and you break. You know what I mean? You have to. It's one of those things about all those things. Another thing as well. That number 2, that number 2.
Marmadashvili or something.
He is no Quivim Kelleher. When Quivim Kelleher was number 2, they looked solid under Quivim.
They technically signed him a year ago.
Yeah, and look at Quivim Kelleher at Brentford. Look how solid he's looking. Brentford, and they got Jordan Henderson. Still doing it, running the show at Brentford.
Yeah, Henderson starts for Liverpool at this moment in time.
He starts for them now. You know what I mean?
It's looking like they're players who left at the right time. I know hindsight's 2020.
You know what I mean? Brentford are going to give us a harder game than Tottenham. Next Wednesday, you'll be rewatching it in Talk Sport. The next day when we do our podcast, you'll see. Promise you, Brentford will give us a hard game.
No, don't get it twisted.
Organisation. They're organised. We've got a proper goalie, blah blah. But I don't care. Liverpool are too big a club. Liverpool are a mighty club. You know, Sir Alex Ferguson, when he talked about the 5 biggest clubs in England, guess what he said? He said Liverpool, 20 league titles, 6 Champions League, and then afterwards said Man United, and then he said Arsenal, and he mentioned the Invincibles, and then he mentioned Chelsea, and he mentioned Man City. Are you trying to tell me that of a club like Liverpool, where they're losing game, where losing is becoming contagious? He can't. His job is not sustainable because you can't just when are you going to stop losing?
Ultimately, unfortunately, I always say this: everything's the manager's fault. Some people will get that, some people won't. This is just the nature of the business. Liverpool have higher standards. Obviously, there is that caveat that they've just brought in players and all of that kind of stuff. Spurs, probably a different moment. But then that's why I asked you, Kenny, like, if you had to put money on it, like a bet on it, who gets sacked first, Thomas Frank or Arne Slot? Because sometimes I think it's Slot. Sometimes I think maybe because of how the Spurs fan grumblings around the ground, it could be Frank.
Well, that's the thing. It's a good question because one's got credit in the bank, but he loses becoming contagious. Exactly. The other one hasn't got credit in the bank, but his results are not as catastrophic.
And his team did finish 17th.
But the problem is, what Frank's got going against him, the home form is bad. This season they lost at home to was it Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Brentford, and drew against Man United, and they've only beaten They drew against Wolves, and they've only beaten Burnley. Is that Burnley?
And it should be worse because, as you said at the start of the season, fair enough, they earned that luck, and it was great, but it would have looked very, very different if they didn't nick those wins.
And then a week ago, we were talking about their great away record, but we knew that they'll capitulate against us. Deep down, we thought, right, because when I was talking to some Spurs fans before the match, because I met with some Spurs fans outside the Emirates Stadium, I said, did some videos of them. They were talking about their away record, and I said, but you haven't played us yet.
We played shit teams.
I think the Man City result will probably keep him that. But the fact is that why the fans want him sacked is because of the performance in North London derby. It's a fact.
I think the rumbling started against Chelsea. The North London derby's not helped it.
Yeah, but
do you know what? It's mad, but I think they were a bit better last night. Obviously, they still lost, and they're still
they couldn't produce that pile of garbage twice in a row.
It's not hard. You have to have a reaction to yourselves.
They went on their shield. But the thing is 2 games at Spurs that matter.
2 players have scored a hat trick in 2 games against Spurs.
If you think back to Tottenham game, all right? At Tottenham, you can't. If you lose North London derby and you get embarrassed, you get sacked. It's fans turn against you. If you lose against Chelsea and get embarrassed, fans turn against you. That's the one thing they do. If you can't beat Man City as a Spurs manager, that's a free hit. It doesn't matter how bad you are as a manager. You're always going to get results at Man City because
it
that's
did take them a while to clock Postecoglou's football's not going to bang, but they got behind him because he was a man of the league.
But
I'm
the
not
second
saying Frank
season,
is,
they went him out
dark.
because he sacrificed the league for the Europa League. But I say now, when you think about Thomas Frank, it's going to be harsh to sack him because he's had injuries. You know, if Thomas Frank does not
And
sign,
it's a team that finished 17th.
all right, but if Thomas Frank does not sign Ivan Toney in January, then he deserves a sack because they need goals. Don't wait for Solanke to come back from injury. Don't wait for Colin Marnie to turn up. Get a proven goal scorer. Because if you get a proven goal scorer and it works, that will save his job. He needs to get Ivan Toney from, Saudi Arabia football.
Even a cheeky loan for like 6 months or something.
Not even a cheeky loan. Offer him whatever he can get. Forget the fact that he won't press, but that doesn't matter. That team needs goals. Get someone who could press for him because the guy will get you goals. Get him. If they don't get Ivan Toney or goal scorer, then he will go. He will lose his job. His job's on the line.
Well, you made of that Javi Simmons.
Weak.
I think he was shit off the bench against us, like proper.
But he's Jerry Simmons.
Obviously, a lot of excuses, quote unquote, we can cut him, but like, damn, like you said, weak, feeble.
Jerry Simmons at the end of the season needs to go to the gym. When he goes to Holland,
his confidence is like,
if he beefs himself up, he'll be all right in this league. Kudos.
Who would you back more than him or Wirtz? Because they're both in the same kind of moment.
Both need to beef themselves up. Both of them are not suited to English football, but they will be suited to English football if they understand the physical aspects and overcome their physical limitations.
Who do you think is more of a flop? More likely to be a success though, Wirtz or Simmons?
Wirtz because Liverpool are a better team than Tottenham.
I hear it. I hear it. I can't disagree
but
with that.
Liverpool, Wirtz is playing in a losing environment.
Do you think there's something?
Spurs get better.
He set him off. He set him off, man.
I'm a football man. I like,
did you say? Of course, you want to see Spurs get better.
I don't want to see Spurs get better. I'm a football, but at the end of the day, I'm just talking football in fact. I couldn't care less about it. But the fact is, you ask me football questions, DG, and I'll give you football answers. I've got to be true to myself when it comes to football. There's too many people who come on these things
and do the agenda tribal thing, and you sound idiotic.
But that gets boring because at the end of the day, after you've done all that and you introduce yourself, they're going to first thing when the gimmick is up, the question they're going to ask you is, when are we going to talk about football? And if you can't talk about football and you're trying to do this, you'll get found out.
And this is why I've got all the time in the world for Kenny, because we love our football club and that, but we love the game.
Get found out.
And it's boring. Like, don't get twisted. I would always slag off Spurs, and if we lose, we've got to hold the banter. It's good for 2 minutes, but then, all right, where are we going for me?
Yeah, because the other day, your show is deluded. Your show is deluded. Good. It's obviously about Arsenal, but your show is more than that. But don't get me wrong. We can all go on Sky Sports and go, we all agree Arsenal are magic, Liverpool tragic. But eventually, there are going to be the podcasts that you're going to look around you and see how they're all talking rationally and tactically about the game, and they won't ask you on because all they see you do is cheerlead.
Being a pantomime guy.
If you like boxing, do you remember Lennox Lewis? He had a trainer called Pepe Correa. And all he did in the press conference, he said, Lennox Lewis is bad. Lennox Lewis is bad. But he didn't train him. Then when he got Manny Stewart, that's when Lennox Lewis became a button, because when he said about Pepe Correa, he's a cheerleader. I've got a proper trainer. And all I'm saying is that
facts.
Be a football man. Don't be a cheerleader.
Exactly. Have something about you, man. Kenny, would you take Carl from Bayern Munich? He looks good. I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah, of course I will. Of course I will, because he's a good player. But you know what? Bayern Munich are foolish enough to even contemplate letting him go.
and he's only 17. Kenny, have you thought about apologizing to Arteta?
Not at all, because Arteta got the digs because I want Arsenal to win. It's not anyone who doesn't do at Arsenal will be analysed. It's not personal. Arsenal.
I think you're one of the like calmer Arteta guys. If I'm honest, you give him his flowers where due, and obviously when you're not doing what you
I pride myself of being a football man, and if you're a football man, you have to you can't be in denial about things that work, because you've got to be vocal about things.
But you need to also have common
about
sense,
things that are working, as you are about things you don't agree with. You have to be. That's what football's all about. Because Dave, I always say, if you want to last in this game and you want to be asked on podcasts, you outlast the cheerleaders, the actors, and attention seekers. They will always go out fishing. Because Dave, you know what it's like when people shout. There's always someone who can shout louder than you. And the person who shouts louder than you, they'll ask on, you'll be past it. But if you talk about football continuously and you actually show your love for the club and your love for football, you'll outlast these losers. Yeah, these losers will make more money than you. But
that's what it's about, man.
The gimmick will be up for these guys soon.
And it's funny you say that, because everybody, obviously I read a lot about like media and TV ratings, and actually I read an article today about YouTube. Apparently viewer habits with football is getting boring. People do want even the more tribal fans want a middle ground. So we'll have to see.
Without a shadow of that, you have to evolve. You have to evolve. Like when you're a football coach, why did Sir Alex Ferguson coach for? Why did Alex Ferguson first do his coaching? He managed St Mirren in 78. From 1978 to 2013, he was a football manager. Now that's about, what's that? That's about nearly, that's about 35 years.
As long as I've been alive. That's consistent evolution. And managing different periods of time where football's at.
That's 35 years after he retired. St Mirren to Aberdeen, Man United. In between, he coached Scotland, assistant to Jock Stein, and he coached at the World Cup when Jock Stein died. Continuously for 35 years. And in his last match at Man United, he was 70. Was it 71?
Ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think he lasted? Because he evolved. Why do you think people like Alan Pardew, Sam Allardyce, Tony Pulis are not in football? Because they can't evolve.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They've got, you know what? It might not even be you can't. It's a reluctance, because I've always felt Sam Allardyce is misprofiled.
But even so, they're not. What George Graham after he managed Tottenham, he didn't get another job because football moved on from him. Glenn Hoddle, football moved on. He's now a pundit. You have to evolve in any walk of life. If you work in YouTube, technically you've got to evolve because they want more. They want music, they want background music, they want graphics. So you got to be good at that. But ultimately, you've got to be, have something about you. You have to move the times footballistically. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And if you don't, and you're just a gimmick, you're
in trouble.
You're done. It's finished. It's not working for you. You can get.
And the worst is the people that do the gimmick thing. And I've never been a hater, but obviously, if you're being a gimmick and you can see like the toxic negative, the toxic positives, you're getting somewhere, fair play. But some people do it and you don't get anywhere. So then what was the point of it all, really?
What's the point of it? What's the point of it is easy. The point of it is that it's a money-making thing for you. You know it's like,
make the bread.
Yeah, but it's like when you're hot, you have to be, how to say it, you have to be in respect where if you're hot, you have to strike when the iron's hot, because at the end of the day, if someone asks you to come to this festival, you go to that festival, see a network. You've got to make your money now because you don't know what's going to happen. But if you're actually good at what you do and you're relevant and you've got actual genuine talent, you can say no to all these things.
It will always shine through, man.
Yeah, because you always shine through. You always get asked, but look, you've seen you work in YouTube. You've seen people come and go. You've seen it, and you know what they do? They lie. Why they don't do it no more? Oh, I'm not my mental health. No, you went out of fashion, and no one would watch you no more. All right,
I love Kenny,
because
man.
you're boring. That's why you stopped doing YouTube, because your views went down. Because guess what? You couldn't copy other people's ideas.
You didn't create an authentic community.
Or basically the game was up and you got found out. So that's why you quit YouTube, is because you were never good at it in the first place, and people got bored of you. Don't cite mental health.
Kenny's a legend. My last question for you, Kenny, if I let you enjoy your evening, is from King. What do you, man, think about the prospect of putting Dalman on the left side where there isn't really a guaranteed player, and see if he can become that starting 11 person who takes the spot? Bearing in mind,
I think with Max,
about that with Chelsea.
I think with Max, you'll see Max will definitely feature in the first team on a regular basis from probably 26, 27.
The moment he turns 16, isn't it?
And 26, 27, and 150%. By the time he's 19, he'd be regular in the first team.
I said that, but I went with 18.
Because I think what's happening is that. But one thing about Max Galman, you have to be very careful not to coach the individuality out of him.
Exactly.
Because we saw that with Joey Cole, where individually, is the individual kind of football was to stay in that Chelsea theme. He had to sacrifice his natural instincts, his natural attacking instincts. And he had to be a player that tactically was at it. But he became a functional footballer, so he could play for Jose Mourinho and for England as well under Sven-Göran Eriksson. And I have to admit,
one of my favourite World Cup goals in 06 against Sweden.
Yeah, and that's it. But those goals are very rare for club and country. But when you look at Joey Cole, the bathwater was lukewarm rather than piping hot.
And that's the saddest thing, man. With Max, I think he'll be all right. And for me, obviously, I see him as a 10 or an 8, but he can play everywhere right now.
But look at Joey's medals. Look at Joey Cole's medals. He played the Champions League. He started the Champions League final for against Man United in 2008. If you look at Joey's medals, do you see a player that's frustrated? Look at his medals that he won at Chelsea.
Probably
look
not.
At the tactics he got for England.
Probably not. He's had a very successful career.
Look at Matt Letizia. He played off the cuff, didn't run, but he had great moments. What's he won? How many caps did he get for England? But he's got memories. All right, got memories. Yeah, Matt Letizia didn't train.
For me, it has to be about fulfilling potential.
Yeah,
either collectively or individually.
Even George Best, a genius it is. But look at his medals. He won 2 league titles and a Champions League.
No, fucking enough.
And he drank himself out of football. Drank himself a knee injury, but really it was knee injuries that effed him up. He had a knee injury in 1966 when he was 20 years old, and he was, although he became a moments player, but he was never really
quite the same.
Injuries. But alcohol finished him.
And this is it's sad how things go, man. And that's the thing, you never know. Obviously, Max is a young man. He's got people around him, but we just need to take time.
What's Gazza won? Apart from the FA Cup with Tottenham, what's he won?
Exactly.
All right, he had to win trophies on a regular basis by going Rangers. But that's a free hit, isn't it? But I'm being honest, because
when you put it like that, that's why we love you, Kenny, because you're honest about it. Just made me laugh.
The thing about it, right, is that you have to be honest with people, because what happens is that in social media and football, when you have a kid and they do do you remember a cartoon called Roger Ramjet?
Yeah, I'm used to watch that.
And you remember the illustrations, the drawings are crap, right? A kid drew them, or someone with a sprained wrist drew them, right?
You're telling them it's amazing.
But what will happen is that your kid drew something like that and put in a fridge. It's the best thing ever. What we do in YouTube, we treat them like kids who do crap drawings. And we treat players like kids who do crap drawings. We don't tell them the truth until someone like me, right? Until someone like me who will tell you that Tooth Fairy doesn't exist and Father Christmas never exists. And that's what happens.
And the mirage is moved.
And then people think I'm an horrible person. But the reason people think I'm a horrible person is because too many people tell them that their drawings are fantastic.
Telling people they're special.
And they don't. but it's all walks of life, I'm afraid.
And even that, Kenny, like obviously I'm 30. I would say for me, I've watched things change in that. Obviously, I was raised on the ability on the mindset of, you know, if we the best way to say it is we're running a race, innit? You're only interested about winning. Cool if you finish second, third, but winning is everything. Then I kind of saw a shift where it doesn't matter if you're first or 10th, it's the participation that counts. Everyone's a winner. And in many ways in life, that makes sense. But you're promoting being a loser. Unfortunately, it's sink or swim. For somebody, in any aspect of us to gain something in life, someone or something loses something. That's just how the world runs. And you're right. You have to be honest in all aspects, man.
Yeah, I think but the thing is that but when you're honest, you have to be. But I can understand that sometimes when you do honest, it can really kick someone in the teeth. Yeah, be honest.
It's how you say it, I guess.
It's how you say it. I say it tongue in cheek, but sometimes I do mean it. But there have been times where sometimes the people I go after, the people that I think are conning the public.
Spin doctors.
If I think you're conning the public, both in terms of like the mainstream media or new media, then I think, hang on here, I have no sympathy for you.
Because you're lying, essentially.
And 9 out of 10 times, the people that I go after forget where they come from. They look down on other people, and they're mean. They're mean to people because they got this social media profile, or they
none
got
of that means anything. We all got to go 6 feet in the grave.
And they're the ones I don't go after people who are nice because I think, all right, it's a shame. But if you're horrible, I'm after you.
Like a big up a girl. I see you try so hard with a girl.
And I always say, all right, I've seen a lot of people in new media being very mean and cruel to people, to their peers, and they're the ones I go after.
Because I think a lot of people, like, when you get into that trap of just making content, sit in a room, not interacting with people all day, every day, you get into this weird kind of world in reality. But fortunately, the whole world's not like that. Kenny, it's 6 p.m. I don't want to waste any more of your evening. Neither do I want to do the chat. Final thing, give us a prediction for Chelsea away. I'm dying now. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
You know what I said yesterday? I said on Dan's show, I thought it'd be 2-2 against Bayern, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's 3-1.
So did I.
But this Chelsea game, it's going to be an umdigger. Both teams are going to go. Arsenal are going to wait for Chelsea to time themselves out and try and nick the game. I'm going 2-1, and I don't know who to, but don't be surprised if it's 2-1. Don't be surprised if it's 2-1 Arsenal, but don't be surprised if it's 2-1 Chelsea, because Chelsea have got this annoying habit of just winning big games.
And that's the weird thing, because they could beat us and then go lose next week. They're very inconsistent.
Yeah, but the problem is that the British public want Chelsea to win because they want a title race. Yeah. They know if Chelsea beat us, they're 3 points behind us. They're desperate for Chelsea to win.
But if we win, I don't want to dream.
Not because they hate Arsenal, because I think people hate Arsenal's social media, but they don't hate Arsenal. But what the public want is that what the public want is a title race. A genuine title.
And that's why my club and yours and everyone in the chat.
You know,
opinion. Let's run.
Right? Man City and Liverpool let the public down because they haven't challenged us this season so far. So Chelsea's the next cab in the rank.
And Chelsea are in a title race. No matter how much their manager and their team plays it down, mathematically it dictates who's in a title race.
But the problem is that problem is with Chelsea is that for every game they win against Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Man City, they'll lose to a Sunderland.
That's what I mean. They're inconsistent. Yeah. Sunderland's not even typically it's not even the best example. They'll find a way to lose to Wolves or something like that. It makes things hard work.
You saw their performance against Man United at Old Trafford, where they contrived to get how many players? They get 2 players sent off?
I'm sure. Yeah, very early doors.
Yeah, they just contrived. They contrived to do it. And Man United, but even before they had the players sent off, they're pathetic. Man United got out of the traps pretty quickly. You know what I mean?
So we need to do that, man. If we don't do that, we're in issues, man.
Yeah, but the trouble is that Arsenal is that we will come out of traps if the opportunities arise. But if they don't arise, we'll just bide our time. Second half, we'll take teams by surprise by the tempo. Because what I always say when you play against Arsenal, if you're going to raise your tempo against Arsenal, then you have to. If you throw that right hand, it's got
to make sure you knock us out.
Score. You've got to hit with the knuckles, and you've got to get those points.
You got to hit the nose.
You throw that right hand and you miss, and your arms get tired, and your guard is low. Then what we'll do is we'll just jab you, hurt you, wear your dad, then bang.
Yep.
That's
Arsenal. I'm loving the boxing examples today. That was the best example you've given.
You saw us against Fulham. You said it's Fulham away. I was at the game, right? Fulham were woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fulham's a great example.
Like that. And then all of a sudden, we just went, okay, tap, find their range, tap, find their range, tap, find their range, and bang! That was Trossard scoring. And then we shut up shop with a came around the last little rally, and we went bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? That's Arsenal.
Kenny Tyson
teams. You know what I mean? That's Arsenal this season.
No, I see no cap, man. So you've gone 2-1 Arsenal. Don't be surprised about them.
No, I said 2-1. I'm a coward. I said 2-1 either way.
Nah, fuck that, Kenny, man. I'm changing your prediction. It's 2-1 Arsenal, man. This has been a great week. It can get better. Sunday.
Well, you know what? You're going to be in a studio, nice sort of small studio in the West End. I'm going to be in the away end at Stamford Bridge.
Now, man, London Bridge.
And I'm in the lower tier this time because normally I'm in the safe standing, but I'm in the lower tier this time on Sunday.
Safe journeys, there, Kenny, man.
Safe journeys. That's one of my favourite away games. Come on, I've got it down to a pat. What you do, right, is that you go to you either go from Haringey Overground or Hornsey Overground, go to Highbury and Islington, Victoria Line, Green Park, change Green Park, Piccadilly Line, then do another change, District Line, Fulham Broadway, get there, go to your favourite. But anyway,
you're straight into the shopping centre as well, and then it's like,
I've got a rule. I don't eat before I go football. Doesn't matter what time of the day. I don't eat before football because I can't. I do not like eating food before a match.
All right, so let me ask you this: 12:30 kickoff, yeah?
No, it's a 4:30 kickoff.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If it's a 12:30 kickoff, for example, because you said you don't eat in it. If you're going to watch Arsenal at 12:30, when do you eat in the day?
There's a thing called a kitchen. There's bacon in the fridge. There's eggs. You're talking. You're talking about eating outside in football. I thought you meant you don't eat a meal full. But even so, people say, "Oh yeah, should we meet up for a meal?" No, I don't eat before football. My brother was astonished before Olympiacos, where he said, "Oh, should we eat?" I said, "No, we eat afterwards. I don't eat before football."
I hear that. I probably thought you meant like I'm not eating the whole day until. Oh, okay.
No. I don't. Look, I could have.
Madman.
Like for instance, I could have breakfast at 7:00 in the morning, and if the Arsenal game's at 8:00, I won't eat until after that match at 10:00.
Me, I'm a fat shit, boy. I'm eating.
I can't eat because
during the game, I
don't want to be digesting food when I'm watching football. Love football. I don't know. You know that Chelsea. I don't know which song's terrible because a lot of Arsenal fans, when I'm in the away, and when they play the Liquidator, they like it. They like
dancing. But you know us Arsenal fans, man. They're just happy to be there, man.
Yeah, but mind you, I think you're talking about a song after they win when they play One Step and Beyond.
I hate that Chelsea.
No, One Step and Beyond.
Chelsea. I'm such a big club like Chelsea. That stadium's so dry and crusty and outdated, but long may it continue, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm not too funny, right? They took our titles off us. They took the top dog of London from us. We need to grab it back this season and show that we're the top dogs. But the only way we could prove we did that is have the currency of trophies.
Lifting.
That's what I would say when I do podcasts over the last few years. You wanna win your arguments. You wanna beat the doubters. Win trophies.
Because you can't dispute that. You can say, the football wasn't positive.
That's why I talk about a league championship. No one could take the league title away from you. Because the other day, when people say, the reason why else won a title, because City weren't great. Liverpool had a fall off. It's just like it just bounces off you. But who cares? Liverpool won the title because
we all got to play each other twice.
Who cares? Because over 38 games, you know they're bullshit.
Yeah, rise it up.
You know it's rubbish. Because over 38 games, you don't win the title by fluke.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the champs, but like the Prem's more thingy. But on that note, though, man, we're out of here, people. Man, we've had Kenny far too long.
We'll talk next week, innit? We'll have DJB next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll have DJB off the cuff Thursday because we're playing against Brentford on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's probably going to be next Thursday.
We'll talk in the chat if there's anything, but yeah, we're looking at Thursday.
Well, I don't know. You'll be in a nice warm studio on Wednesday, won't you? When I'm in a cold. Well, like the evidence suggests, or if you're at the game, you'll be in the media centre in the wall where you get free food.
I don't get invited to the media.
You were in the media centre last season against Brighton, and you had free food. You had like free chicken, free sandwiches, and you had a drink because the pressmen get food for free.
Yeah, no, I can't. Like, they look after them. They look after them.
You know, I've got a friend with a journalist who works for the Sun called Janine Self, and she told me everything's free at Arsenal if you work.
Yeah, all that shit's on the house.
And you know what she said? You know what she told me?
You get a pie or something.
You know what she said to me as well? By the way, the food's delicious.
No, the food's nice. The food's nice. Yeah. The food's nice. When they're ready, they even got like, do you want vegan? Do you need halal? Do you need this? Yeah. My favorite thing is when I'm there. I
remember one time I played five-a-side about 7 years ago in the 2017-18 season. Arsenal were playing Leicester away, so we're in director's box and we've got the best spread ever. We got the best. We got the best spread ever. Hi Lee, how you doing, mate?
We got the best spread ever. Don't fall for Kenny's BS, bro. He said Brighton. Do you know what year was that? That wasn't last year. Was
20, no, 20. No, it was 23-24. You were shocked to see me, and then I wasn't
shocked. Why can I be shocked to see Kenny? What are you talking about?
Well, I was shocked to see you come at a media centre. Right? Do you remember that time when we saw
Minte was there?
Yeah, do you remember that time when we saw João Pedro's parents? And he was
and Minte and all them.
And we saw Hingelwood with his parents.
Yeah.
We saw Minter.
The whole Brighton players were out there taking pictures.
Yeah. Do you remember that time when I pointed out to you? And I said, look at Minter, man. Look at the size of this guy, and he's broken our captain's leg. Because he looked like skinny. He looked athletic. He looked cut like a razor. I thought, what? This little thing is beating up our captain. But you notice, like footballers, when you see him, right?
No, Kenny, that was last year.
It was 23-24 when Brighton.
Kenny, that was where Rice got sent off. I swear that was last year.
24-25 when Rice got sent off.
That was last year. I knew that was last year.
It was the 31st of August 2024, and you were in the press box coming out. I went, hello, Deluded. How you doing here? He went, oh shit, he see me.
Shit, I never went like that. Oh, Kenny, what God? And then you started getting on.
You coming out the press box. And I swear to God, I'm sure you had breadcrumbs around your chops as well.
You don't believe in this guy's BS now.
No, that's exaggerated. But you did get free food that day, didn't you?
Yeah. No, the food's nice. I'll be real. Arsenal, the food's nice. I see why some of them journalists, I don't agree with it, but I see why they play it safe because they do look after you. They do.
Hey, Arsenal, I tell you one thing. When I went to that director's box of doing a five-a-side tournament there, no word of lie, the food was absolutely delicious.
It's mad. The casual match day going, fan, that food is nothing compared to what they can give you. The high time stuff.
I'll tell you one thing, it was hot as well. I mean, the chicken was seasoned. The chicken was seasoned.
This is what I mean. It's not peasant food like the average fan, unfortunately.
It weren't club sandwiches and everything. There were club sandwiches there, but there was like seasoned chicken with rice.
Everything.
They had chips.
There's the nice chips as well, not them little soggy ones. The nice ones.
But I don't know. And there was like, you know, those little burgers. Those little like.
I love them.
The little burgers. They had that. Did you have that as well when you went?
Yeah, they give you the full works. They give you this little. Burgers. When you walk in,
not the burger that I'm going to cook later today.
No,
the little miniature burgers.
When you walk in, they give you your program and they give you like this. How can I explain it? Like this coupon token thing, you just hand that in, get your food. But then that's for your main meal. That's where like a plate and some cutlery. It's lit, bro. It's lit. They give you the little cutlery you're eating. Bro, it's lit.
Hey, and when's the last time they called you in there?
I could go there whenever I want. I just haven't gotten like Arsenal don't call you. You have to work. I don't
know. I suppose it's warmer in a Talk Sports studio, isn't it?
This guy's on me. I'm trying to think. To be fair, what's the last big game we played before the North London derby at the Emirates? Sorry, it wasn't the last one. City at home, I could have been there. I said, nah. I wanted to be here on YouTube doing the watch along. Why? Because I am a man of the people. Yeah,
Well, it
don't
wasn't.
let
I don't
Kenny
know.
and Lee
Well,
slack
it
them.
weren't cold that time, was it? I couldn't excuse you of being a runaway from the cold because it was bloody boiling that day.
I don't know. I don't fancy the cold. I don't fancy the cold. I don't fancy the cold still. I don't fancy it. You know what? To be fair,
I'll tell you what
Chelsea
you
at
did
home, I want to
fancy.
go.
I'll tell you what you did fancy on the 24th of on the 23rd of May when you're just down the road and you saw that Lily and White rubbish, you know, with
Right.
their Europa League trophy.
Do you know what, Kenny? Do you know why that's weird? Yeah, because Fox Spurs and anything connected to them. Yeah, but like it's basically in my neighborhood, and I'm seeing like the shop owner I've known for 20 odd years, my friends.
Can I ask
The
a question?
watershed. Go on.
Why not Tottenham and why Arsenal? What got you into Arsenal?
Wait, what? Huh? Say that again.
You're on a sort of you're from Angel 4, right?
Yeah, Edmonton.
Angel 4 Edmonton. Angel 4 Edmonton.
Edmonton's
Right?
here, the ground's there, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
there.
are you E9 or E18? No, you
One eight.
N9 or
No, I'm upper
N18.
side. I'm not N9. I'm the upper side. Yeah, I'm 1-8.
Yeah, so you're 1-8, but you know, like N9's a shithole. Sorry, excuse my French,
It's
but
all a
it's
shit.
bad.
To be honest, my side's probably worse now.
You know,
If
no,
I'm
your
honest with
side's
you.
nicer. Your side's nicer.
Nah,
N9,
Kenny, don't let the
N9,
stadium gas you.
N9 is
Nah.
like N9 is like a scene out of Steptoe Son. N18 is better, but you're an
I would
N18.
love to agree, but no, Kenny, I think my side's worse.
You know how
Have you
bad it
walked
was.
on 4th Street?
You're in Angel 4, Edmonton, right?
Yeah, that's horrible.
And
It's horrible.
the bus started their journey from your side into the White Lake, didn't it?
Yeah.
You poor things.
No, but to answer your what? Arsenal, Thierry Henry, man. Like Thierry Henry, Patrick
Was there a lot of
Vieira.
Spurs fans in your area? You have a lot of Spurs fans as friends when
There's
in the area.
Spurs fans. I've got like half of my family are Spurs fans and whatnot. Obviously, they've been
they're local, aren't they?
They're round the corner, man. Like a lot of for me and my thing, it was all you're either Arsenal because of what I just said. You're either Spurs because it's local, or you unfortunately you got family ties. Like one of my best friends, his dad was a Spurs fan. You're kind of sworn into it. You've got a couple of Liverpool supporting friends, maybe because they picked that off their own back. But I just think obviously their family members, like a lot of Jamaicans, are because of John Barnes and that, innit? And they were the winning team before my time. So you got them. You got Man United. It's them.
In Finsbury Park.
I only started hearing Chelsea fans when I went to secondary school. I'll be real. I didn't even know that.
You know, when we grew up, on obviously I started off at Highbury, and it was Crouchill, and it was Finsbury Park and like Andover Estate and everything. It was all Arsenal because you had players who played for Arsenal. You know, Raphael Mead used to live on the Hornsey Rice, which is just it's just about if you're walking 5 minutes away from Andover Estate. He played for Arsenal. Dave Ed, who lived next door to me, played for Arsenal. So the whole estate was Arsenal. But there was the odd Spurs fan. And I always question the parenting of I always question the parenting of the. I always say to them, whenever they support Spurs, I said, you know what? If only social services were around that time.
Do you know what's mad as well? You know, the first actual game of football I went to in the stadium was them lot, the old stadium. It was
because it's nearby. That's what, because it's nearby.
Yeah. They invited all the primary schools around the area. That's the first thing, and I never fell to it. And the first time, obviously, that was my guys. But when I went Highbury,
one person I worked with, she said to me, because she's like from like the Wood Green, Tottenham Hell area.
You're Stone Throw.
Yeah. She when she was at school, they had to sing at half time as part of a school choir at White Lane.
Okay, my school never got that. We just used to get every now and again. You used to just get free tickets, and they used to have like this. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but in primary school, it's like this weird kind of mass fair at the stadium where you get to walk around the ground's not there.
I hear that.
Thank the Lord I done the Arsenal thing though, man. And if I'm honest, a big reason Arsenal. I'll be real. Like, there's a lot of black players at the time. Like visual representation.
That's
it was always gonna be that.
I think when you look at Arsenal over the years, before Ian Wright, there were players like Brendan Batson, Raphael Mead, Huggy, Chris White, and obviously Rocky Rokos. I think with a lot before. Obviously, Ian Wright was a big influence on the black support of Arsenal, but Rocky Rokos was there as well. But Paul Davis, a lot of people forget about Paul Davis was a right pioneer. Obviously, because he's a kind of the player that everyone gravitates to, because obviously Chrissy White, but he was a big star. But Paul Davis was the first Arsenal black star, which I kind of gravitated toward. Because when I was 8, Paul Davis was 18, and he got into he made his debut.
So he was like your Miles Lewis Skelly and Max Dowman kind of thing.
I think about 1980, Paul Davis made his debut for Arsenal in 1980 when he was 18 in the North London derby where we won at White Lane. So Paul Davis, obviously I knew about Benders to Batson, but it's always Paul Davis who went, yeah, that's my man. And then obviously Raphael Mead, who's from Hornsey Rise, and Chris White, who went to Highbury Grove, he's from like around the Islington area as well. That because they were local lads, you know, black lads who made it.
Feels identifiable.
But I was already an Arsenal supporter before Paul Davis got the club.
It just confirmed it even more now.
No, it helped, but I was going to be Arsenal if they weren't there or not, because I'm from Islington and Arsenal's the club, and I fell in love with the club. But I didn't need them to fall in love with Arsenal, but it helped having them.
And do you know what I would say as well? Yeah, why we need to get back to winning, because I'm only 30. I remember being called in primary school a glory hunter for being an Arsenal fan. I don't think since that period that has ever been said at any point.
Yeah,
so I need that. We need to blood the next generation.
Isn't it? You go to any school in London, you would have had, because Man United was successful under Sir Alex Ferguson, you would have had a lot of Man United fans from London. Naturally, and it didn't matter whether the local clubs were Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, West Ham. Man United were winning, they supported Man United. That was their team. You know what I mean? So it makes a lot of sense. But I think what's happening now, we've got a lot of big Arsenal support, and it's very vocal from celebrities and not because I think of Henry.
For the culture club, man.
Yeah, well, I think it's a lot to do. It started being right, but I think it's because of the Henri Perez days where he played beautiful football. And so at the moment, it's cool to support Arsenal, but it would be nice it's nice to talk about the fact that we win trophies and we're the best team in the country rather than having famous supporters, because you know they're the people I'd be suspicious of, because I think they push in the queue for the big games, but when it's the Monday games you don't see them.
No, they're not there. Come on, man. You know how this works, man. They get their
nice. I swear to God, I say it once, say 1,000 times. The Real Madrid game, without a shadow of doubt, right? The Real Madrid game, the amount of people I saw from all walks of life, especially like celebrities and film, I didn't realise I supported Arsenal. I mean, there was one girl who was in, what's that? She was in, the Black Panther, Letitia Wright.
I know what you're talking about, man. The black girl with the short hair.
I didn't know she liked football, but she was at Real Madrid game. I mean, Tam Hassan, he's a Millwall fan. He was at that game. I said, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, because these men can make one tackle and they're there, man.
I said for a joke, well, you didn't have to be here. And he started laughing, shut up, you leave me alone. You know, Tam Hassan actually thought, yeah, shut up, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Yes.
And you know what? I have to thank Ruud van Nistelrooy for supporting Arsenal as well. I have to. Because I know the cousin that's like a big brother to me, innit? Like he's a Man United fan, and he would always say Ruud van Nistelrooy is better than Henry. This is actually like before I'm starting to know football, and I always disagree, and like that's why I kind of Man United. I'm not gonna say they're my favorites, but they're my favorite kind of pagan team. I miss that kind of rivalry. It's kind of nostalgic, if I'm honest. But fuck everyone. I want
I've got what's it? DJB. I've got DJB soon. So I'm gonna have to let you leave.
Let's cut this, man.
We bit of a laugh.
This is why I hate being here with Kenny. I like him too much. We start waffling.
No, the thing about it is having fun. If the chat are enjoying it, we're having a laugh.
The chat as well. You lot are the real players of this.
The chat have been brilliant today. SLD
as always.
SLD and Jaden have been fantastic, because
SLD's actually behaved himself for once, man. Don't worry, next week he'll be doing the most.
One thing I'll say to Jay, and I hope you're still watching. That blood you're trying to get out of the stone when it comes to me, keep trying. Just keep trying. Keep trying.
We're gonna have many more of those across this season. I can tell
you. You know what I was to say? You know what? No, don't keep trying. Try harder. Try harder.
Word to Timber. Ironically, Timber said that to Mascara, who have we got on Sunday? Fingers and toes and everything.
Can you imagine it, right? Can you imagine if we win the league? The amount of bloody people are going to revisit everything I said about the manager. And
you're done at it. Where's it? Big up Lee. Lee's done. You're done.
You know what people are going
even though you have all said we just want to win, and I do.
You know what's happening. There's two things I'm not going to do without a fair shout that there's going to be no North London forever, and that Goycrest celebration is not.
Come on, Kenny, man.
No chance, mate.
I'll be doing this. North
I'll tell you
London.
one thing. I'm going to be a very rich man because all the people I find for doing that celebration, I swear to God, that is going to be a lot of money from my chosen charity.
I am there from 6 a.m. This is gonna be better than Notting Hill when we do what we need to do. It's gonna be one. It's been overdue. I might be exaggerating.
Grown men let me say, you grown men over 40, you just keep on doing it, and I'll fine you.
Good thing I'm 30. I'm not 31 till next year, but we can rock that.
Well, people in their 30s don't have that much money anyway.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I'm broke, B. Let's go with that. I'm broke. I ain't got a penny. It's all for show.
Well, revolutionary pot. There's no way I'm doing that celebration, and nor am I going to be singing that either. On a list of things that won't happen.
How can you be? You're not going to be happy at all if we win the league, man.
I'll be ecstatic. I'll be ecstatic because you know what? I want. At the beginning of next season, the champions Arsenal are playing their first game of the season against whoever. I just want that title and that recognition.
I want a guard of
champions. Honor. You know what? I know you want the gold star on the gold star.
And I'll say it again. You offer me the champs or the Prem. I'm taking the champs today.
I know you want the gold star. I want the title League Champions Arsenal. I haven't heard it for 21 years.
No, you're right. But for me,
that's what I want more than anything. I'll be absolutely gutted.
Yeah, because you're old enough to have seen us. Fair enough, you've seen us win something.
If you don't win the title this season, it would take a long time for me to get over it. It will really, really upset me and hurt me.
God forbid that's the case.
I want it so badly. I'm so desperate for the title that I'll be absolutely devastated if we didn't win the title this season.
I'll be cool if we win the champ.
It really would hurt. Big time.
It would hurt me, but if you offer me the champs in the Prem now, I'll bite your arm off for that.
Don't get me wrong, I'll take the Champions League, and that would go away of soothing my pain.
No, but then we'd have to have a serious diagnosis as to like why
if we don't win the Premier League, I'll be gutted, absolutely devastated. It would hurt me, big time.
And then that note,
and you know what? I'll be too hurt to have a go at the players or the manager because you know what I mean. I'll just be gutted.
Let's not do that, man, because you kind of killed my eye.
But we think that we're in pole position and we're the team in possession, but we haven't got one. We haven't got one hand on the title. We haven't even got two hands on the title. We can't even touch it yet. It's
November the 27th. There's no excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, if we were like doing what we're doing now and it's May, then we'll get giddy.
Yeah, we can't touch it yet. Can't touch it.
But we can dream. And the dream has to become a reality. It was nice to meet Bayern.
You know what it is, right? You know when you did your English literature at school. We all read the Walter Mitty books, didn't we? Exactly. We all got Walter Mitty inside us.
And it might be a 6-point at the Chelsea match. On some parts, I don't think that, but on the other hand, of course it is.
You know what? I'll tell you one thing. Sky are going to be billing this up. They're going to show Chelsea.
They're do what they need to do in it,
yeah. They're going to promote the arse of it, and then who knows? Maybe I might bump into some Chelsea celebrities on the way to the crowd.
I don't know where you'd find them. Like it's like
there's loads. They got more celebrity fans than us.
Nah, they ain't, man. They ain't.
Nah, we got more.
We got way more. That's one thing. We've got everything but the trophies that we need in this Emirates era, and it stops in May 2026. On that note, though, big up the chat. Big up, Kenny. You mentioned DJB. Where you lot going? When you lot start? And where you going?
Well, I'm going to be with DJB because I think he's back from he's back, and then I'm going to probably make some burgers in the air fryer afterwards. If that's what you want to know, what I'm up to.
Yeah, I was wondering about the channel that you're going on. Like, I thought
DJ. I'm on DJB.
One of the most posted channels.
On Saturday, I don't know. Depends on I'm available. I've got a couple of requests, but I'm not sure.
One thing
I'm definitely doing is after the Chelsea game. I know for a fact I'm doing something legal. I'm going to do my fan cam legal. Only guys watching, and there's a guy called Nippon. Now he's asked me if I can go on his channel, and you know Nippon anyway. You'll know him. You'll know him anyway. He for some reason every time I go Chelsea away, I go to the same place And out of corner, he goes, "Hi, Kenny," and it's Nippon. So yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be seeing Nippon. But you know what? The last 2 times when I've been to Chelsea, I've spoke to To Kill a Mockingbird, Tom Robinson. That's a very good book, by the way. Well, it's the only book that she ever wrote, Harper Lee. Anyway, last 2 times I've been to Chelsea away, I've had conversations with Jason Cundy.
You know what? He's a nice guy,
He's a very nice guy.
He's actually a nice guy, man.
He's a very, very nice man. We've had 2 good conversations. He's absolutely funny.
He's actually, man. I can't lie. He's a nice guy, man.
And a person I met, he's very shy. It was I was introduced to Reece James's dad. Very shy man.
Do you know what? He's a nice guy. He's
nice guy, but he's very shy. Very shy.
I don't think he likes you then, Kenny, because he spoke a lot, man, and he was talking about Reece James. He
was rushing out because when you come out the away end, you go to like the 1905 club, and that's where some of the players, their families go. So one day I saw Cole Palmer with his sister and I think his sister and a mate and his dad.
It's weird because he don't look like his dad, but then he does at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah, he's basically like a matchstick man, Cole Palmer. No, seriously, he's skinny as a rake. But you know what? I'll big him up for going to the carnival, man.
Do you know what? I'm having 2 carnivals next year, man. We're doing it in May. We're having our World Cup, and then we're having Notting Hill. Notting Hill's the best day ever. Well, man. Can you imagine it? Notting Hill's the only thing I'll take Arsenal for. If Arsenal playing on Notting Hill, I'm going carnival.
You're in the World Cup, and you've got the Notting Hill Carnival.
Just make sure Arsenal not playing on Notting Hill because I won't be watching Arsenal until I get home. That's the one thing.
Yeah, but Notting Hill Carnival's on a Monday, but there's no games on August Bank Holiday.
Sunday, Monday. Both days.
There never is a game on August Bank Holiday.
I'm sure we've played on. We played when there's Notting Hill Carnival. 100%. I feel like Oxlade.
That was before your time, mate.
That summer he left.
That was before your time.
No, 100%. I've been at Carnival and not. I guarantee I'm going to look at this. I'll show you in the group chat. Yeah, I'm sure. The year Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain left, we 100% did because I can get my friends to back this up. We'll look at every now and again, we're dancing, having fun. And then we got
murdered by Liverpool that time, then, innit?
100%, no, 100%.
Yeah, that's yeah. But you're talking about on the Nottingham Carnival on a Sunday. It's a kids' version. What you went to kids' version then, did you?
Yeah, it's not a kids' version. Well, it's for kids' day, but if anything, that's the better day. There's grown adults there. Monday is the riff-raff, if I'm honest with you. If I'm completely honest, Sunday, everyone just behaving. It's good vibes. The kids is early, man. They're just out there. They just do their little thing. And they're going.
I haven't been for a while, not the carnival. But I know you see what you're saying, man. But
I can't miss it. I can't miss it.
I'm not too funny, right? When I went to Nottingham Carnival both those days, I swear to God, I thought I was going to fall asleep because I swear there was the smell knocked me out. I actually was unconscious. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about the smell.
I don't know. I'm asking. What did you say? I don't know. Was it?
You know what I smelled? The weed. The weed was strong, man.
I think that's something.
It knocked my head off, mate. It was. I wasn't even smoking it. It knocked my head off. I swear to God, I needed a pillow, man, and I needed a mattress, man. I was that knocked out.
Kenny, you're a legend, man.
All right, I've got to go. I really got to go.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to let Kenny do his thing, man.
I'll speak you later.
Smash the like button, subscribe, big up Kenny Ken. Make sure you follow Kenny on Instagram. Man.
Well, you got to, because you're on fun, allegedly. Like